I shared the stuff from Threads, but I accidentally shared it to my not Marie account.
Fuck
I'm
me,
gonna
I
be the
don't
person
even
who's
have my
responsible
phone.
for killing Great Grandma at this point.
Oh, hi, dog. All right. Well, hold on. The stream's going live, but I'll be back in a moment.
Okay, goodbye.
Excuse
How
me.
many, how many
fair.
number of spells can I have prepared?
You can have.
Because I
let's
know
see.
how many I can use, but I don't know how many I can have prepared.
Hang on, that's an entirely different fun formula.
Yeah.
You can. Da-da-da-da.
Not every
You can
day.
prepare spells of 1+ spells. Well, no, you choose.
We really need like a. We really. Yes, we're aware that you can see our faces. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, it's on purpose. Hi, everyone.
no, you okay?
No,
We
God.
really,
none of-
we really need to have like an intro that we play just while we're doing all of this
we can
stuff.
actually build what's called a stinger, like a transition. We'll do it eventually for
Yeah,
stream
like
stuff.
a
to, like,
starting
say, like-
or
yeah,
beginning
we're
stream
starting now,
stream.
and it'll like wind
Yeah.
in. So
Yeah.
there's some people who have that kind of stuff. We can get it eventually.
Shit. Hal says she can see us. Can you
I'm
hear
gonna join
us?
the stream separate.
She can't hear us?
I'm asking if she can.
Someone was echoing.
The number of spells on your list increases as you gain paladin levels.
Oh, Jesus.
Whenever the number
OBS is
increases,
not
you
showing me
choose.
the chat again.
For chosen spells, for example, if you're a level 5 paladin, your list of spells can include 6 spells of either first or level or 2. Okay, so you can. I'm confused by that. The chosen spells must be of a level for which you have spell slots. For example, if you're a level 5 paladin, it includes 6 paladin spells of 1, 2.
Two more boons, apparently.
What the fuck? Oh, it's 1 plus. Wait, what? The fuck?
I gotta pull up Twitch on my phone because OBS isn't showing me the chat.
Oh, it tells you how many. Rhodey, damn it, you had me looking all this way as a fucking list.
What?
So you can prepare. You're fine. You can prepare 6 spells of
Okay.
any type. So like if you wanted to
So
prepare
Okay.
5 level 1 spells and 1 level 2 spell, you could cast
Right.
that level 2 spell
So-
twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Or you could prepare like 4 level 2 spells, but you would only be able to cast 2 of them.
I do appreciate it, Stacy, but it would have been a really weird accident if I had accidentally put our faces on the stream.
I have somehow magically turned on the like what is it called?
I accidentally, meticulously added sources to make sure we have. video.
Fuck yeah. That'd be
Hell
great.
yeah.
I'd love that. Alright. I gotta mute us whenever I pull this up. It says we have 2 viewers. That can't be right.
It's pretty
says
much
7
Hal
on
and Stacy.
mine.
Yeah, I see
Oh.
some.
Oh,
Okay.
Idol's here too. And
I see-
Chaos. Never
Ah,
mind.
there's Sam.
It is wrong.
Hello.
Hello.
We'll build assets for this someday. It'll be
Is
fun.
Twitch gonna get mad if I drink a beer on stream?
Not as long as it's marked for alcohol. Should be
It's
fine.
not. It's marked for profanity and language.
I just put a
You
sock
can
over it.
you can
How
click
dare
it
you.
in the
Drink beer while
Put
you
your
curse.
hand over it.
pull
Yeah,
up the-
Click it in the
logos, we're
thing.
I
not
have to pull up the.
sponsored.
Can
They
I
don't
do it
know it's not one
mid-stream?
of those
I have to pull up
That's
Actually, you know
water
what? Yeah,
pages.
we're not affiliates yet because I haven't officially
Yeah.
done it yet. So just yeah, drink a beer, man.
Good.
Speaking of which, start of every game, baby.
I'll never forget you, Chaos. It's just
It didn't come out.
I didn't forget. I just not looking. The OBS isn't showing me the chat. It's just
It's
showing me a
actually just
number.
a USB.
It's wrong. It's a wrong number.
That would be wild if this thing were a USB. It just is jammed.
Nothing came out.
It's just jammed.
Just sucking
Just
on a thumb drive.
information.
It helps me be less nervous. Ugh, that tastes bad. I gotta get a new one. Gross. All right. Let's see. Okay. Does anybody else need leveling stuff before we jump into episode
I'm
stuff?
just having a look.
How
I get to
do
snack everything twice now. I'm thrilled. Let's go.
I think I've got, I think
Hell
I've got
yeah.
spells, but I think I
Excuse
need
me.
to pick two additional invocations.
Probably. Well, you get something called tactical shift. What the fuck is
Okay,
that?
I did a bunch of content classifications because
Me?
we talk
I
about
do.
we do graphic depictions of violence a lot.
Yeah, you better change
I
that
should
too.
have probably put that on there a while ago.
We should probably put it on for the whole body horror situation.
Oh yeah, you can, Marie. Whenever you use your second wind, that ability that heals you, as a bonus action, you can move up to half your speed without provoking attack of opportunity. So if you get yourself into like an "I'm gonna get hurt" situation, you can heal and then run away, and they can't hurt you.
That's a good point, because at first when I read it, I was like, oh, that's cool, but then I'm like, I very rarely move away,
Yeah, I mean, if
because
you're
then
getting
I can't smack it.
if you're getting hurt, it's like a runaway button.
But that's a good point.
It's a good runaway button. Warlock at level 5 gets nothing. That can't be
I
right.
get 2 new invocations.
You get 2 new invocations,
and
yeah.
that's it.
A new
but-
spell, and you get 1 more spell.
What did I
slot.
get? I leveled up, right?
Oh no, your
No,
spells are
I get
level.
I get
3.
1 more known spell, but I don't get any additional. I
Right.
think.
You don't get another slot for a long time. Warlocks are
No,
stuck at
but
2
her
for a
slot
while.
level is 3
Yeah.
now, so she cast all of her spells at level
Yeah.
3. Which, all of them being 2. Warlocks, bow bow bow.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you get a 3rd slot at 11.
But you're level 5, so you get to do cool, like, all the cool level 5 invocations.
I mean, there is that. I just need to figure out what
do
2 I'm gonna pick.
I'm gonna look at them while we're talking. Before we officially start the show. Bam, bam, bam.
I have no idea.
I have
can
no
breathe
idea
underwater.
what-
Wait,
what
we
fun fact-
ended
I know
pretty
that we
much
were
by going to
told-
bed, right?
Yeah, we
So I
You
can just
guys
proceed with the
were
full
going to sleep. Yeah, I'll do a recap for us in a second, just like we usually do. So it's in the actual. You know what? I'm not even recording.
There we go. I didn't see the counting, but I thought this is intentional.
This is for the podcast later, you dingus. Record. It's me, Ethan Gray, dumbass. Known cuck and super dumbass. Let's
Playing as
see.
a harpy.
Once per turn, when you hit a creature with your packed weapon, you don't have the packed weapon one. You're not a punchy gal. You can levitate, which is crazy.
I want to spend it. That sounds dumb. I don't have enough spell slots to cast magic with, so why would I do that? That's dumb.
To levitate, it gives it to you for free.
No. Like Eldritch Smite, for example.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
you
that.
get extra force damage, but when you don't have the spell slots, why would you ever pick that?
I know. But you can investment of the Chainmaster and make your little buddy have all kinds of cool stuff.
That is
yeah.
potentially something I will probably do because that actually makes sense.
What is Master of
I
Myriad
did add.
Forms?
I did add that.
You can alter self. Ooh.
That's fun.
I think.
But would we ever want anything other than Emania?
No.
Never.
Let's be honest.
She is best girl.
Maybe. She is a bit neurotic.
We love our Emmy.
We love her.
One with the shadows would be pretty wild if you like are in darkness and just go invisible.
You freak out, you look down, I can't even see my own hands.
Oh my
I can't even
god.
see you.
Lots of cool stuff. Everyone, we are just setting up for another minute.
4, 3, 2, yeah. Okay.
I just got to notice because you changed the thing that it's like, hey,
know,
punch
it
and
forced-
rolls for
it-
adults.
Yeah.
I don't know why it wasn't already that way, but yeah.
I'm gonna opt
Are
out.
you sure you want to be in this?
Yeah, I don't know about this anymore, guys. I don't know.
I moved my mushroom buddy over here now.
He's a boy.
Oh! He's dead!
You know.
Oh,
Killed
God.
him.
I moved my dice and that's what knocked
I
it
feel
down.
like there's some superstition about how the rounds are gonna go now.
You're all gonna die now.
Look, they
They
can't
I
go
roll
any
like
worse
shit,
than
it's
we
that
already do.
mushroom's fault.
The dice already hate us.
I've already lived longer than I expected, so.
I was your lightning rod for shit rolls. Me and Rhodey are the lightning rod for shit rolls. So
You really
last
were.
week.
I felt so bad.
Well, ironically, last week I rolled awful, but yet I never got hurt either, which was the weirdest. Like,
well, because you have a crazy AC.
no, I know, but still, it was like I'm not getting any hits or blocks really. I'm just not getting hit at all.
Oh,
and so
that happened.
Question.
You're a
So
tank,
our HP
so-
went
Yeah.
up, but our armor did not go up, right?
No, your armor only goes up if you buy stuff to make it do that.
Okay,
Or if
cool.
you're Dex mod.
Which you might find yeah, you might find stuff or have an ability. There are feats that let you gain AC. AC is a rare one to make go up. You typically have to have like a shield or something to increase
I
it.
will not be giving Kepri a fly speed. He already has a fly speed, so I will not.
In 3.5 or Pathfinder, the AC would get up to like 40. So it got to the point where you were doing like really stupid math of like, okay, does a 75 hit you? And they'd be like, well, no, because I use my dodge to double my AC, so I have 80 AC now. And you're like, I fucking hate this game.
Amazing.
It was a great game. I loved it very much, but you did much higher math. It was very annoying. I specifically remember having to like build a raft one time, and it took an entire session because we had to do the math for how to build a raft and who could carry what because our strength was not big enough. And I have one of those DMs who was like that. Come focus back on me. Focus here. Focus here.
on the faces.
It doesn't want to. It's mad at me. I wonder if it'll focus on Mushroom Boy.
Taking water breathing, considering
yeah,
what we've
focus
been
there,
through,
yeah.
probably not a bad idea.
It worked. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be on the ocean. Not a bad idea to be...
Gift of the depths.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. I had the same thought.
I think I have my spells prepared.
Hooray!
I'm really just making it up as I go. Pretty much every session.
Hoping
All
for
of
the
us are,
best,
but-
let's be honest.
I mean, this is the spells.
Okay, is everyone ready?
As I'll ever be.
All right. Then, welcome to Punch and Roll, a nerdy and dirty D&D podcast made up of audiobook narrators. I am Ethan Gray, your dungeon master, and I don't really have... Typically at the top of the show, we do like a little who we are, we promote ourselves, and then we kind of go around the horn and to ask everybody to introduce themselves, and I'll give a couple of announcements today. The first I want to do is that we now have a Patreon. Yay! So many of you have supported us. It means the world to us. It is literally paying for a lot of the stuff that you're seeing us. Like the fact that you're seeing us on camera right now is because we are able to pay for it because you are doing our Patreon, and that it funds this tool that we're using to do that. It also funds, it could fund editing in the future. So if you want to support us, we are on patreon.com/punchandroll. You can't do an ampersand. They won't let you. Punch and Roll is our Patreon.
Bastards.
I'm also excited to announce on a personal note that I can officially now say that I work for 2 new publishing groups. I work for Tantor, or RB Media, and I work for Podium, and I'm very excited to be working for both those people. So I have that going on now. And I'm going to turn it over to Aaron.
Hello, welcome. So I'm Aaron, epic fantasy narrator, and I play Redfold. And what I want to just shout out and highlight is I did a thing for the Patreon that I would like you all to enjoy. If anyone likes those good old-fashioned adventure stories, choose your own adventure, all of those sorts of things, we have one over on the Patreon that I am narrating, and patrons get to vote on how we progress the story. So you get to be involved, and you get to hear me narrating a book. So check it out.
It is very cool. I meant
so
to
cool.
mention it at the top and say, like, Aaron, please talk about this, but it is really cool. He has a video, like, set up where he's walking through it. There are little segments of the story to the side. Really, really interesting to follow along with. I highly recommend it. Next up is Cleo.
Hello, I am Cleo Birch, voice actor and narrator. I play. We're doing the character. Yeah, I play Iris McGugan. I'm still thinking of a fact, so I'm gonna talk.
We can
about
come back to fun
a
facts
project.
in a minute. It's okay, because we're
Yeah.
just doing, like, who we are, too. It's fine.
Yeah. The newest thing on my list is I'm in the Ethereal Chronicles. It's a indie animated series that's going to be coming out soon, and it's musical, and it's just cool. Yeah, it's a indie animated musical show, and I am one of the main characters on it. I just kind of fell into it. I was like, hell yeah! So I can share more about that and link that, but you can find it on TikTok, Instagram. The pilot isn't out yet. It is currently in the works, but yeah.
I'm so excited. I've been hoping you get to do something musical for a while, so
Me too.
I'm so excited for you to do
I'm
more
so
musical
excited.
stuff. That brings us to Tegan.
My name is Tegan Burke. I play Amania Emmy Demira. Just call her Emmy. It is easier for everyone. And just like everybody, I do audiobooks and stuff. Kind of like the newest, most exciting information I got. I have just been booked for a 5-book Life's a Beach Cozy Mystery series with Tantor. I'm pretty excited about it. So, yeah, I'm very excited about it. And also I'm coming out sometime soon is a project that I've been working on with Rhodey, which is Cloud9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That brings us to Marie.
I'm Marie Mitchell. I read books and I do voices for Side Living. I also signed with Tantor this week, so I hope you'll hear more from me soon. And I play Kaida Thorn, a fighter with a heart of gold and a stomach of steel.
Love her. Rhodey.
No food this week, so I'm good. It is just waiting, actually, but I'll eat afterwards. So I'm Rhodey. I am a voice actor and an audio engineer. Like Tegan said, I'm editing a book that she and a couple other narrators are working on. I'm also editing and performing with a lot of these guys in an audio drama that's going to be coming out later, too, that is called Miss Eve and the City of Men. And that's really exciting because everybody sounds so awesome in that. And I get to edit it too, which is even fun because I get to make them sound as good as I want. No, I'm kidding. They're all so good. But yeah, and I play Raz. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but that's about it right now. And I'm a little overwhelmed with work, so this is exciting.
It's like a break for us. For those of you who don't know, all of us being voice actors, like this is a really fun break for us. That's why we're just like chill. This is chill. We try to turn it into a cool podcast, but like this is hangout time for us.
Yeah, it gives me an excuse not to be working on something
Yeah.
right now.
Exactly.
So thank you.
The
Working on our
person
own
chugging a
stuff
beer
rather
is
than
last, and
somebody
that's
I'm not chugging. I'm sipping. I'm enjoying.
I'm gonna go get my
Uh,
beer at the break. It's fine. I've got it.
I'm Zach. I don't think I have news right now. Do I have news?
You've
Hell,
done so much stuff. You've done so much stuff recently.
yeah, I have a lot of
You've
shit,
been
but like
really-
nothing has like come out, and I don't think I've like booked anything that I can like. Not that like I book a lot of NDA things, but nothing that like is like at an announce phase yet. So like I don't know. I don't think there's news. Hell, tell me if there's news that I'm forgetting. I play Beryl Steelhammer, and I'll kick off the fun facts. Yeah, if we're gonna loop back around to them.
Sure. Yeah.
When Beryl started working at the arcane library, or at the library at the Welldivers campus and studying the arcane there, he was keeping track of the exact number of books that he was reading over the course of his studies there. But at a certain point, it became easier to count down and keep track of the books that he hadn't read yet in that library. And at his last count, that was 387 books remaining in that library that he hadn't yet read.
Hell yeah.
Does Redvold have a fun fact?
Redfold believes himself to be allergic to peanut butter. Not peanuts, just peanut butter.
Oh
Maybe it's the dairy element from the butter that he disagrees
Be.
with.
You know, they keep milking cows in my peanuts, and it's making me crazy.
Hey, don't joke about that. I have an uncle who's like, I'm allergic to tomatoes, but tomato sauce, absolutely fine. Like
Yeah.
pasta sauce is fine. I'm like,
You cook out the allergens.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's fine. What about Iris? Any fun
What?
facts this week, Iris?
I will say, frankly, no, but we got this. I guess a fact about Henry, Iris's deceased husband. Before they met each other, he had at least 3 different cities that he was outright banned from. Yeah. Complete, like, non-entry,
bad boys.
do not come back, exiled from... And they weren't even his hometown. He just caused enough shit that they're like, get the fuck out. And that's actually, I'll say, how they met, because he was a stowaway on her family's airship. And that's why an earlier, yeah. Oh,
She
that's
likes a little
that's what I'll say
shit
for now.
starter.
Yeah. It's even better with the fact that he's a, because you said he's a druid out loud. Like, he's a druid, so he's like getting banned from society. It's just like druid man.
He's got a lot of thoughts, and they're like, shut the fuck up.
He's got a lot of opinions. They're like, I don't like this.
mean,
Oops,
you
I
have
accidentally
those
cast
thoughts, that's a
plant
dangerous
growth all over
pastime.
the ivy at City Hall again.
I just like the idea that he's some sort of like, Greenpeace super hippie, and he's like trying to fight them all.
I'm picturing full eco-terrorist now.
Yeah, I love that too. All right, Amania, do you have any fun facts?
I
male
do,
poison
but I
ivy.
just have to ask: have you always had that mushroom behind you, or has that only happened since Punch and Roll?
I have had him for a while. He was gifted to me a little while back, and he's been sitting. But since we started playing, since the first like mushroom sessions, he has moved from where he was previously up here by Mothman to now down. He's normally down here on this shelf, which has my all of my D&D stuff that I've been gifted. So things like the Tears of My Player's Giant mug that I have. I have like some of my Eberron books, and like I have a scroll for dice and stuff like that. So I've got a bunch of D&D. Oh, this is something I was gifted too that's really cute. It's a dice jail, but it's a slime.
Oh,
So I've got a lot of cool stuff like that.
I would like to
We
see
need a
them all.
digital dice jail for all of the dice that
All the
conspire
homophobic
against
dice.
us. Yeah.
Don't let this side of my studio office fool you. Like the other half of it, I'm gonna make sure you can't see. The other half of it is chaos, because it's like I need to break that down. There's books over there, that my guitar, an old computer. It's
That's
like
still pretty neat.
You have a cuck chair?
I have a cup chair. That's my whoever's having to listen to me record can read a book and sit in my cup chair over there.
God.
It's
It's
just
terrible.
sitting in the corner.
The Ethan fact for the day is there's apparently a cup chair in every room he walks into.
Sometimes
I've had to
it's
start
sometimes not.
unfollowing cuck accounts, like the cuck chair hotel chair thing. I've had to unfollow that.
There's an
not the
account
cuck-
for that?
If they review
Oh, it's
cuck
so
chairs
funny.
in
Oh my
hotel
god, they
rooms.
review cuck chairs in hotels, and it's the funniest.
Amazing.
You should all find that page. It's very funny. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. Amadia, did you get a chance
I
to?
haven't done my fact.
Okay,
I,
please.
I diverted to ask about mushroom. So Emmy's fact is she has always been a long-standing romantic. Her favorite genre is reading sappy princess romance stories, because she believes that one day she will have a fairy tale romance where, she is walking through a square and she's carrying a load of books and she trips, and the full moment of this charming person comes up to her and helps her up and sweeps her off her feet, and that's just kind of what she wants, someone who's just gonna fall in love with her and tell her that they're her everything, and she wants to believe in that kind of true love, which is why she thinks that Iris's marriage is like peak goals.
Okay. Kaida Marie, do you have any you wanna give?
So, Kaida once liked to think of herself as a farmhand fashionista. She once tried to start the trend called combat overalls, and no one else followed it. But she insists they're coming back.
combat
Redfold will wear some combat overalls.
Are combat overalls just cut off overalls with like nothing underneath them but overalls? Is that all it is?
It's like chapless ass. Oh my god.
Chapless ass.
Chapless ass.
I
You know,
wish
we all
I
long
was-
for it.
Assless chaps but overalls.
We all long for a chapless ass. This week's episode sponsored by Preparation H. Your chapless ass.
Oh man.
Okay, Rhodey, Raz, you have any fun facts for him this week?
Not particularly.
You can say skip. I think it's fine.
I mean, like, I know stuff about his backstory, but I kind of don't want to like reveal everything. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Here,
Does
did he have a
not have
childhood
any
bully?
hobbies, favorite foods, friends?
He wasn't allowed to
That's
have any of those. things.
Actually, I was about to say no. he has no friends. I mean, we kind of know why, and then he has no hobbies because he only ever focused on one thing, and he has no favorite foods because he doesn't care. He's a man of war. If he can eat, then he's fine. It's like
I love that. What about Beryl? Anything that fun facts for him this week?
Yeah, Beryl
oh, you
went
already did
first,
it. What
yeah.
am I doing? All right, we're jumping in. Okay. Back into it. Where we last left our heroes,
too.
they had just gone into the ethereal plane to chase down Redvald's son. Tarakon had been stolen from his family's home by some otherworldly entity that burned a hole into the wall of their home. They found the hole and Redvald's wife bawling, upset, frustrated, and they were able to calm her down, although to some great effort. There was frustration with the guardian of Redvald's home, who was a Rakshasa, which is a tiger, anthropomorphic tiger, who was pretty put out and frustrated with the fact that Redvald was not happy with his performance in protecting his family. And he was able to, once they found the trail that took them into the ethereal plane, the Rakshasa was able to teleport them into it, well, plane shift them into it, but they have been stuck there for effectively one day until they were able to recover Tarakon, bring him back to the Rakshasa, who was going to kind of argue and fight with Redvald until he stared off into the distance, saw something he didn't care for, and has since sat down. You guys have all camped around what was effectively a small campfire. It is hard to keep a campfire lit in this plane for some reason, so it is mostly ember for the majority of the time. But all of you were able to get a long rest. You wake up in the morning to see the Rakshasa has still just been standing, sitting kind of on one end of the campfire watching over all of you. He looks nervous, but has just been ensuring that nothing came up during the night to do anything to the party. Redvald, you wake up next to Tarakon, who is still asleep. He looks exhausted. He looks bone tired. That way of which, like, you could probably pick him up and he would just go completely limp. He just looks exhausted.
And so I do. Wrapping up all of our bedrolls and the like and backpack. We said he was 12, so
Yeah.
being a Goliath 12-year-old, he's still a fairly tall, a bit lanky.
He's tall for
youth.
his age, too. He's also,
Yeah.
like, he's maybe even a little bit taller than you were at this age, but he's very lanky. He looks a lot like Redvald if Redvald didn't have as much meat.
It's taller than Beryl for sure.
True. So it is a sight to see Redvald carrying a lanky adolescent Goliath in his arms, but he will do. He needs the rest.
He doesn't stir, at least not at the beginning. The Rakshasa kind of looks at all of you as you come to, and he says, "All right, you need to do anything before we go?"
Nope. I think we're all here. Everyone awake?
Aye. Beryl's going through his morning preparations, casting mage armor on himself.
Okay. You watch as the Rakshasa holds out his hand and does that same kind of ritual you saw before, where he begins to light in a circle, this large, like, teleportation-looking circle, and as he holds his hand out, it forms from nothing in the dirt around all of you. And he says, "All right, it helps if you hold your breath. 1, 2, and then he just, like, pulls, and all of you feel the breath take out of you as you feel yourself shunted through space, being pulled, almost as if, like, parts of you are being ripped apart and put back together. And when you open your eyes and take another breath, you are back in front of the home of Redvald. You are next to the home, and you no longer see your friends who were there before. Tilly and Helly are gone. The friends that you met on the boat have left for some reason. You're not entirely sure why, but they are no longer here. But you do see the other compatriots you have, Pick and Scarlett, and the others are all still here. but you see a couple of new people too. You see two large elephant-like humanoids, and you see Leonin standing in the distance. They are facing off the edge of your home. They are not hiding or making any effort to not be visible, and they are very big. So it is very clear who they are standing off in the distance. But as you come through the portal, the Rakshasa kind of slunks over back to the campfire he was sitting next to during the night, sits back down next to it, and your wife sees Tarakan Redvold and rushes up to him and scoops him into her arms. She hands off your infant daughter to you and just scoops him up out of your arms, like struggling to hold him for just a second because he's still like unconscious, and she is freaking out, realizing that she thinks that he is not conscious.
It's okay, Velen. He's fine. I'll tell you more of the details later, but we went into this plane. We found him. He was captured, but I have to say I'm proud. He saved himself as much as we saved him. He's asleep now simply because he's just exhausted. He did so much to help us get away from danger as well. So, he is safe. He is fine.
She looks at you as she holds him. She's gotten down to like on her knees where she can brace herself against him, and she slowly like rests his head down. She was about to literally shake him. Like you could tell she had him by the shoulders, so she was setting him down to like shake him really hard. And when you're saying all this, she like slowly like adjusts her position, lowers his head down to the ground. She stands up with you, still holding your infant daughter, and says, I thank you for... I thought he was dead. And I didn't know what to do if he had been, and Redvold, this is... I'm so... And she just looks frustrated, like sad, broken. She's looking in your eyes just like, this cannot happen to our family again. You know what I went through as a kid. I can't do this.
I know. I promise you it won't happen again. And as you can see, I will always return and always keep you all safe.
She looks like, for a brief moment, kind of like shoots you just the smallest amount of anger in her eye and then softens quickly. And she says, she reaches out to take your daughter back. And she says, I know that you don't want to be a farmer. I know that you don't want to just do this, and I know it won't fund our family to do these things. I thought living here would be peaceful, but clearly it's not. I think you should talk to Leonin. I think what he told me he can do for our family is maybe safer than what we have here. But, we need to talk after. We have to find some way to stop this.
Okay. I'm sorry I wasn't able to provide by myself. I'll talk to Leonin.
Before
will
you
get
walk
this-
away, before you can even say another word, she grabs you, pulls you in close, and like grabs your shoulders, and pulls you in close, kisses you on the mouth, and then grabs the back of your head. And she says, she pulls back really hard and says, "Don't you ever say that again. I was mad. I'm sorry. I was mad. I know you've cared for this family. I know. You've done everything. You sacrificed so much for this family. You would have beaten that tiger to death if you could to help this family. I know you would do anything to protect us, including things that I know you don't want to. Like be a farmer I love you. Don't say that again. I was mad yesterday. I shouldn't have said that. I've hated myself since I said it. You didn't do anything wrong. You did nothing wrong.
Thank you. I love you.
She just kind of like leans into your shoulder and she whispers, you know, kind of a pet name to you as she pulls your daughter back and she says, deal with your friends. If you could put Tarakan in bed, I will tend to the morning chores and you can talk to Leon whenever you're ready. He wanted me to tell you to find him. I don't know what he's doing, but he's over there with those big elephant men.
Okay. I will pick up Tarakan, take him to his room to put him down. Ethan, just FYI, I think we all agree you are a good wife.
We needed an art closure on the, like, she told you did a bad job yesterday. You didn't do a bad job. She knew you didn't do a bad job. She regretted that.
Thank you.
It's fine. She loves you very much. You want to make out later?
We'll do it on the Patreon only.
Okay. Hey, who wants to babysit? We gotta go do anyways.
You gotta pay for that.
That's bonus Patreon content.
Just you and me narrating privately.
Date night. Sorry.
Is Tarakan's tiredness, like, do I get a sense that he's going to stay asleep for a while, or could I possibly rouse him?
You get the feeling, especially having seen what he did and having the same class he now is. Yesterday was the first time he's ever raged before, and he did it twice. And you remember the first time you let that, like, inner anger, that frustration boil over into your body, and the way it empowered you and strengthened you. He is just bone tired, and you can tell when you pick him up a second time. You watch as he, like, peeks his eye open for just a second and then kind of, like, lazily closes it. He has heard you now, and he is kind of just in and out of, like, he wants to be carried to bed is kind of what he's playing the game of, without being, he's trying to be a tough boy, but at the same time, like,
Anyone who has children knows the moment that they pretend they're asleep in the car.
yeah, hold your hand up in the air. If it falls, then clearly there. Yeah,
I
that
love
is a fun
that
game. But no, he is just bone tired, and he's trying to put on like a tough. He's trying to put on a tough exterior to be a tough boy, while also at the same time, like, he doesn't want to have to get up and to walk. He is so tired.
Okay. Then, as I take him to his bed, noticing he's at least awake enough to be coherent, rather than leaving a note with him, I lie him down on his bed, and I kneel down next to the bed after tucking him in to give him a little bit of advice. Tarakan, I'm very proud of you. You did so wonderful yesterday. When I get the chance, I'll tell you tales of the wonderful adventures that I've been on. But there is something I must tell you. A lesson that I had to learn, and I'm still learning. And it's about that rage that you unlocked. That rage that I feel from time to time. That I fight with. Remember that if you rage because you're afraid, you're reacting and letting someone else control your actions. If you rage because you're angry and want vengeance for something, again, you're giving someone else control over you. Instead, rage for something. Rage because you love, because you have experienced love and would like to ensure that you get to experience more. Rage to protect those around you so that they can experience peace and happiness. Make sure that you rage for good, not fear or anger. Rage for. I love you, Tarakan. Rest well.
You watch as Tarakan's eyes had been closed for a lot of that, but when you mentioned the part about raging for love, you watched as his eye just like peeked open and looked at you, and he listened to the rest of your speech. And then as you finished and started to walk out of the room, you heard him say, you hear him in the distance say, I love you too, Dad. I love you too, Dad. I'm trying to do a voice changing thing. He's going through puberty. And you watch as he takes the bone dagger that he had been gifted by Raz, and he slides it out from under the bed where he was holding it against his chest, and he sets it on the floor and slides it underneath the bed, like away from him.
It's good. I'll walk out, close the door. There's still, I'm assuming, a massive hole in his bedroom.
right in his bed.
Yeah, weirdly enough,
Animal data
Nighty
patch.
night.
You know.
weirdly enough, it looks like when you look at the hole, there's been magic done to it. So there has been like the wood has no longer burnt looking, and there is like a blending of the wood where it looks like it's been twisted, as if some kind of a lower level spell has been used to try to like mend as much of the hole as they can, and someone is clearly in the process of trying to fix it. You're not sure who, but someone has started to fix this hole with some magic. It's not closed all the way, but it no longer looks like a person, at least.
Okay. Right. Then I'm off to find Leonin.
While you're on your way, the rest of you see your friends who have been sitting out there. Beatty is still here, despite the fact that Sarah is not with us. She's kind of champing at the bit to hit the road and get out of here, because that was kind of her directive from you, Iris, and so she immediately comes over to check in on you. I'm not going to speak for Sarah, but she will come over and talk to you about, hey, I really think we got to get on the road. We got to get out. The church could catch up with us at any minute, and so she's kind of like talk to you about that. But I don't want to speak for Sarah. So.
Dear, you're very, very right. As she's talking, she's been taking the curlers out of her hair that she had in, and that she didn't have time to take off when they teleported back. So she's very demurely putting
The
it back
humidity
into
in the
her
ethereal
bag.
plane is terrible because of all that mist, so your hair is just big.
It's big, but like she had the curlers, and somehow it's the exact same as it always is. She nailed
I
it.
love that. It's so perfect. I love that.
Oh dear, you're quite right, but I think we need to make sure everything's set with Redfold, and then we can keep it on from here. Bear, where are we going? It's to the crack, the shiny, shimmery crack, right?
Would it help if we
Forgive
went to
me,
the
my
world map?
memory's
Would it help if we went to the world map? Hang on.
I think that's our ultimate destination at the moment.
I
I
do
know
like
Henry
the
always wanted to
connotation.
visit.
The
The
glistening
shimmering
sands
crack.
or something. What is it?
Yes.
You guys are.
Am I off base with that, or?
No, you're right. As a reminder, because I know time. It's funny, like it's been yesterday in game, but like real life, it's been weeks.
Iris.
So you were. If you look at the map, you're at Bellport right now, that's where Beatty's boat is currently set. You guys are headed south to the continent of the south. The Shimmering Rift is here. That is where you know that Anand has asked you to, or Bast has asked you to go find Anand. Something went wrong. He's not responding to any like magical communication or anything else, and so he would like you to go down there and find out what is going on. Doing so will cause you to go past this floating island, or unless you figure out a way to go around it, which for Raz is not something he's excited about, because he's mentioned that is where his family is from. So that is where the first live. So, but yes, the Shimmering Rift is to the south across this very large desert. and you know you might be able to figure out a way to get around it with a boat, but it will take you some time and some pretty rough water travel. So.
What time of day is it?
It is early morning. The Rakshasa can do the planar transport basically the second he wakes up. So once all of you are awake, he was like, "Let's get out of here."
Okay. Emmy's just gonna actually be rifling through her bag, trying to figure out, did I take it yesterday? Didn't I take it yesterday? She can't remember. She takes her.
You are, for what it's worth, Emmy, still glowing. Your
Yes.
skin has not stopped
Yeah,
glowing.
shit. Forgot about that. I like
Yeah.
the fact that Cleo's like, wait, what the fuck is this?
I forget who was and wasn't here last session. Yeah, last session, Emmy's skin started to glow at one point with the daylight spell, but it has not stopped glowing. Not the daylight spell level, but you're all night long. She was basically like a nightlight, like a glow pet, like on a desk.
A little
might be.
glowworm.
She's just giving off light. Her whole skin is. She's radiant, and it's not like
Oh, yeah.
there's like light underneath her skin. It's like there's like light dancing across the top of her skin, kind of shimmering off of her.
There was also like a Mr. Burns alien
Like the
moment as
shimmering
well
ring.
that Iris was there for, but you weren't.
I think
We had-
Iris
Emmy's,
thinks
not for Emmy. Emmy's
come in
patron
peace.
showed up, and there was a discussion had about maybe they're not actually thinking about Emmy's best interest, yada yada yada. So
Yeah. You
feel
couldn't.
like
s-
Iris
your
is
patron
nice.
couldn't see you last session, which was part of the thing
Yes.
that's strange.
So yes, I'm frantically rifling through my bag for my vitamins, aware that is it at least sunny?
It is, but I mean, you are glowing, which is
I still need to sit in the sun, so I'm just like.
Is she
yeah,
a
something.
vampire?
I'm
You-
a little, she's a little anxious because obviously Akuria seemed really frustrated
Mhm.
the last she saw them. So
Yeah.
so she takes her vitamin and she's just kind of sits down on, I don't know, does Redvold have like a porch or a
There's
veranda
actually.
thing?
Let me pull up the map of his home. I think it's. This is the night version. I think I have multiple ones.
It's in the
Maybe.
tactical version if you look at it.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the correct map here. So there's like a well. He has a home. There's a barn area. There's a like partially finished area. So there's a lot of places you could be. It's like a functional kind of like farm.
Yeah, no, I just want to sit in a sunny spot, leaning back against something, just kind of
Okay.
taking the moment to, for whatever's going to happen, basically. She doesn't know.
Okay. Did you take the vitamin?
Yes.
Okay. You notice that it doesn't look like anyone has really, anyone besides your party who has already seen this happening, you glowing, doesn't seem to be too, isn't paying you much mind for her being a glowing person right now. But you do see that Tarvin has he is sitting down next to the house, and he has cartoonishly a long piece of straw sticking out of his mouth. And he is just he's clocked you dead to rights. He's looking you right in the eyes as you look over at him. He can see, he is watching you glow with interest. He is confused by it.
I'm trying to not pay attention because, again, I'm trying to. Like I said, she's a bit anxious because she doesn't know what's going to happen because
Yeah.
this is now the second time that she's gone against the directive. So,
Yeah. After a little bit of time goes by, it's about 10 minutes, your skin slowly starts to not illuminate anymore. The vitamin, as you've taken it, seems to. You realize now something you may not have known prior, that the vitamin is suppressing this whatever glowing of your skin is. And so it slowly starts to wane after 10 minutes, and after about an hour, your skin is no longer glowing at all.
because I'm sitting in the sun, I'm waiting for a curry.
While we're waiting for her to stop glowing, can I try to get one?
Interesting.
Can I
Like
try?
that?
Can I try to get one of my items identified? Again?
That's up to Beryl, buddy. You gotta talk to him about that.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
even try to convince the Rakshasa.
That's an interesting thing.
Please do.
My
Ethan's
charisma is
very
pretty
excited
high.
to do his
It is,
Rakshasa
yeah.
voice. I
And
think
my
you should ask the
persuasion's
Rakshasa.
pretty good.
The problem is my
so-
allergies are really bad, and I was practicing literally trying to do the challenge with doing Leonin and the Rakshasa's voices are that Redvold's Aaron's voice is so deep that
Yeah.
trying to be like I'm also a big mean.
I'm
It's so
somehow more
hard.
intimidating than Aaron
Trying to
Smith's
speak
voice.
from down here. Hi, it's me. Like, it's hard to do that. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, you can try to talk to the Rakshasa if you want.
Yes. The only reason I hesitate is because the weapon I'm still trying to get identified is the sword that we stole, right?
Which sword?
Oh, Dead Boy Sword?
Because the
The katana?
yeah,
thought you
'cause
didn't we
I
identify it?
know. I know there
You
was
did
something that
identify the
didn't fully
katana.
get identified because the
It was.
cloud sword was fully identified.
Cloud Scimitar was identified. The katana was a flame tongue, which is just I know I got it in my notes that you guys identified it. A flame tongue does an additional 2d6 points of fire damage and sheds,
Hell yeah.
I think,
Oh yeah.
light like a torch, if I remember correctly. You can. It's a standard like magical weapon. You can look up the effects of it. Flame tongue weapons are pretty normal.
And then the cloud.
It does have
scimitar.
some kind of a like curse on it. You're not sure exactly what it does.
Mm-hmm.
It will harm you if you crit. If you crit fail attacking with
Right,
it,
right.
it will hurt you.
It'll hurt you.
It's not like a sentient curse in the sense that like it will harm you. You were able to identify it, which normally the identify spell can't identify curses. But this one is just like because the blade doesn't have a hilt. There's no like guard on the hilt, whatever. If Aaron would know the terms better than I do, there's no guard on this
Yeah.
blade. It's a katana with a slip
It just
blade.
goes straight from the
basically.
handle into
Yeah,
the blade.
so if you swing it and roll a nat 1, you're gonna slice your hand and burn yourself with it.
Sounds awesome.
I'm picturing Blade sword that like the spikes pop out if anyone but him
Yeah.
uses it and like
Yeah,
essentially,
cuts
like,
their
shattered
hand.
somebody's hand.
They both require attunement, so you would have to attune to.
Oh well, maybe that's what I was trying to figure out then. Okay.
Okay.
I just got.
You just need a short rest to attune to it if you want to. You've attuned to the
cloud.
When did you
sword.
attune to the Cloud Scimitar? I don't know. Actually.
I don't think I attuned to that, and I'd rather do that one than the fire one right now.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I knew I had.
No, you have
finish
to be
doing
attuned to it because you use the gust.
Gust.
You use the gust.
You know what?
That I do remember.
Do you ever have this moment of like, we're gonna have to cut this out of the podcast? Where we're like having a really long
every
conversation.
time.
We're
Even
like
though
5
I'm not
minutes in,
editing
like,
them anymore
this
right
isn't
now, I still am like, well, this will get
Let
cut.
We're going
Raz
straight
have
from
his
while we wait
session.
for Emmy to stop glowing to whatever comes next.
Yeah.
But we also need to let Raz have a session, a moment every session, to talk about his blades and how he likes
Yeah,
polishing
they're very
them,
important.
and
in
how
this.
he likes playing with them, and
Well, I
what
was
special
gonna say-
things he can do with them.
Literally,
I mean,
I don't.
Kaida's probably
I don't talk a lot because I imagine he's just sitting off to the side, just like sharpening or polishing his stuff. I'm like, he doesn't care about what you're talking about. He's just looking at it or making sure his blades are pretty.
Kaida needs to introduce
yeah.
him
Look,
to
the man
giving the
needs
blades
a
a
good
spa day
polished
every
sword.
week.
Spa day.
I love that.
I
Tell
love
them
polished
words of
sword.
affirmation.
This
Good.
high charisma character just being so antisocial and like fuck all of you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like
It'd get better later. Maybe it's character development. I'm
I was about to
imagining you
say.
every day doing the Tom Hanks GIF of on the Castaway, where it's like from the side and it just looks like he's like doing this.
You have to remember, even though we've been playing this game for 6 months, it's only been 2 days in game.
yeah, we don't.
No, it's been a bit longer than that.
It's been maybe
three
At
days.
least
It's
three.
been 3
Free. Oh.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
You've only been swallowed
And
by
w-
a fish and
Yeah,
teleported
And one of those days, Emmy and I actually had swords drawn on each other.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
well,
yeah.
she had a draw on you at least.
But yeah.
Dagger
No,
to
I
the
did.
made up
I
for it
did
with the bathtub.
Spied on him in the bathtub.
That's true.
Weird feelings are going on.
But yeah.
For what it's worth, the reason that Pick, God, my voice is so bad today from these allergies. The reason Pick doesn't notice Mania is glowing is because as soon as you come out of the portal, she's on top of Redvold's roof, sitting on top of the top support beam, and she's just like staring daggers at you again, Raz. Basically, anytime you're like in the general area, she's just kind of like watching you as if you're a threat. That is kind of her consistent like I don't trust that motherfucker. So she's just got like eyes on you. And Red is actually, the funny thing is, Red has done like most of the chores around the farm this morning. He has been busy. He has already like milked the cows. He's moving like things around. He is in the process of like patching something that's over by the barn. He's just working. He's just like doing stuff.
Hell yeah.
Beryl probably was curious about like seeing Emmy's glowing going away. Beryl probably is curious and kind of sheepishly approaches to ask because they had, you know, not the happiest of conversations the previous night. But he says, your little glow up seems to be going away. Is this the first time that's happened? Is that a normal thing for you?
Not usually, but I think these have something to do with stopping it. And I rattle the bottle of pills. She's got vitamins. I imagine they're like little pressed tabs that like dissolve, but they're like in the shape of a little sun or something. Tastes like pineapple or something. Kids multivitamin.
It makes it better that you've been dry swallowing if they're like tabs. That's
Yeah, she's hard like that, man.
Beryl kind of raises an eyebrow and is like, "All right, your vitamins. Would you mind if I took a look at one of those?"
Yeah, sure. The only problem I've got is I've only got just under 100, and if I need more, I need to go speak to Ms. Barden. She's the one that's always given them to us.
Your apothecary? Who?
Oh, my guardian. She's my, not really a nanny, but she's a house mother, I guess.
She's quite lovely.
Oh, well. Where does she get them? Does she manufacture them?
I don't know. I never thought to ask. It was just something that me and my sisters had to take every morning.
Your whole life, or since a certain age?
No. Once Father adopted us, it kind of became part of our morning ritual. Take our vitamin and, you know, read for an hour in the morning while we're having breakfast, and then talk about what we'd read to make sure that we understood and comprehended it properly. And, you know, then we had classes in, you know, languages and history and all sorts of things, to be honest.
Did I not know you're adopted before now, Emmy?
Well, it never really came up.
Right, yeah. Did you remember or know anything about your life before?
No, I was pretty young. I just know that Father adopted me and my sisters from different parts of the world, and just we always joked that, you know, he wanted to have one of us from every corner of the world, because my elder sister is from the north.
Mm-hmm.
My next oldest sister was, I believe, from the south, and then my younger sister was from, I think, the west. I can't remember. Sorry, I haven't got it up.
No, you're right.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was actually trying to find it right now so I can pull it up.
Right, and where did you come from then, Emmy?
The east.
Well, I was wondering if you knew more specifically
We will
than
correct that if that is all incorrect.
No,
From-
you were from the east. I know that for
From
sure.
the insert cardinal direction here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And,
you don't know any more specific than just the vague, the east.
well, my elder sister is an ASMR. My Mayhem is a tiefling. My younger sister, I believe, is human.
Aye.
Really should pull up that document.
I got it.
Thank
Your oldest sister, Brisa, is she's from the east and she's an Azamar.
Yeah, there you go.
Atsila is from the south, and Tiefling and Mayhem is human, and she's
Yeah.
from the west. So you are from
I'm from the north. Yeah.
Yes. Forgive me.
I was born somewhat northern parts myself. But anyway, can Beryl kind of like while we're having this conversation, can he be like inspecting the vitamins, see if he can like tell anything about it?
Are you willing to allow him to get close enough to do that,
Yeah.
Amania? Okay.
I don't have any problem
then
with it.
yes. This would
She
be
doesn't
an
believe there's anything wrong with asking questions.
This is
Curiosity
kind of
is
an
a virtue.
alchemical check. Do you have
That is
any
not a skill.
proficiency in tools? of any kind?
Only in calligraphy type.
Interesting. It's
tools.
cute that you're into calligraphy. I
We can bond.
I have to write in the spell book, damn it.
it's got to be really pretty. If you'll roll an Arcana check for me, it's going to be less precise than an alchemical check would be. But I mean, you do know you'll be able to determine something.
Quite a bit about the arcane. And I rolled a
19.
9, but I got a
Jeez,
19.
did you roll a
Plus
9 and
10.
get
I've got a plus
19?
10. I-
Christ.
Why am I
Jeez.
talking in Barrel's voice so much? Jesus Christ.
Because you
it's
break the
fun.
third.
Because
You break
it's
the fourth
fun.
Yeah,
wall.
I'm
It's the
just
same
gone too
reason
far.
that every time we talk about Iris, we're like, Iris McGugan,
Iris
because it's fun.
Little Daniel Day.
You really can't say her name without the accent.
McGugan can't be said without some kind of an accent. It's fine. So with the 19, you spend a couple of like while she's talking, just like sniff them and look at them and spend some time trying to like kind of try to determine what these are.
I mean, he all but like licks the thing. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna
The
ask
little-
you like dipping you like licking your pinky.
I mean, he's
sticking
not
it
gonna
in the
do that.
bottle.
He's not gonna do
I'm
that
happy-
because he's
I'm-
gonna be respectful that
In giving you
Emmy
one,
has
Emmy
to
is
put it in
aware
her
that,
mouth later.
Yeah, no, in
Yeah.
giving you one, Emmy is aware that you're likely going to have to destroy it. So you can.
Oh,
Okay.
so she's gonna give you a whole. Okay, so yeah, I
Okay.
mean, you could put one in
Then
your
yeah,
mouth. if you
he
want.
like you know, like taps his tongue to it, tastes it. He kind of like pulls it apart and like crushes it
Nice.
between his like thumb and fingers, like sniffing at it, dabbing the powder on his gums.
I was gonna say better. We
Um,
used to do that.
Can you make a
how I make soup.
constitution? You make a constitution saving throw for me, please.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Does
hell
it have
yeah.
anything to do with poison?
Oh, we'll see. No, it doesn't.
Will
have anything
he
to do
start
with
to
that.
glow?
Con
he
say.
just blows up. It's like, well,
Okay.
shouldn't have done that.
Yay, 18 for a 20.
With a 20, you, as you are like taking this thing apart, smelling it, at first it kind of smells acrid, and then the sweetness kind of comes in after.
Pineapple
whatever-
indeed.
Whatever this is, it is something you haven't smelled before. You're not familiar with it. But trying to, think about the different ingredients, crushing it up, and then tasting it, for like the briefest of seconds, you feel like you're gonna throw up. You immediately, like your body just rejects this the second you put it in your mouth. You're just like, whoa. And although it does have like a hint of pineapple at the end, the almost like energetic, like nature of this that goes through your body, makes you realize that this is some kind of powerful sedative. Something that
I was
you.
going to go. It's just cocaine.
I was about to say
Um,
magical speed, but apparently.
It makes you feel like you are going to retch. You realize because your body was likely rejecting the feeling that it immediately had upon touching it to your tongue was that you were going to just like keel over, like you were going to pass out. It is a very powerful sedative, which is strange because it doesn't seem to have any effect on Emmy.
Yeah.
She's taking downers every day.
Just, yeah.
Share the wealth.
Is it like when you give Benadryl to little kids and they get the paradoxical effect and they're still like really hyper?
What?
That's the thing. If you give kids Benadryl, it will make them insane. Don't do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Beryl's like, right, interesting. So these far predate your agreement with that being, right? And now that we're back on this
Yes.
plane, they can hear what we're saying, right?
Well, I would assume so. We're in the sunlight. That's part of the deal, that I have to kind of sit in the sun and hope. Well, if they tell me anything they think I need to know, they'll tell me. I wouldn't be surprised if they're kind of mad at me at the moment, because it's twice now in 2 days that I haven't followed my end of the bargain.
Right, yeah.
You made sense. I'm not going to argue against the logic of researching more before we take on these beasts. And you did promise that we would come back and deal with it.
Aye,
And I
right.
believe you.
Yes. Thank you. And
I trust you.
I'm sorry for appearing to to sound careless about your situation and your
I'm
your
used to it.
family.
Academics.
Aye.
Logic sometimes trumps emotions, and you can't really be in the field if you're going to be easily upset by somebody telling you that you don't make sense or your feelings don't matter. I know you didn't mean it.
Of course, yeah. But, you know, I think now more than ever, and he's kind of like looking at the lingering little bit of dust from this thing, the powder on his finger, and kind of like wiping it away. And as he says this, he's like, you know, I believe more than ever that, whoever that is that you've made this deal with, they don't hold all the cards. Emmy, you bring something to the table that they need. Something more than just hunting shadow monsters. You remember that. You try to figure out what that is. We'll help you.
Well, I understand that. My father was really big into arcane studies, and, you know, part of doing all of this, I'm not surprised that I found this information about a courier when I needed it, and things like this, and deals, and whatnot, because that was where I was kind of guided to study. My eldest sister, Brisa, was kind of guided more towards your study of magic. One of my sisters has innate magic, and my younger sister, she makes friends with squirrels and stuff, nature, and she would have loved the mushrooms.
Aye. Alright, well, Emmy, we should compare our notes sometime. A little more in depth, but we've got to get going. But do you realize we might be the first people in a long, long time, possibly in the whole history of this plane, who visited another plane? That makes us pretty special.
I mean, if it wasn't so terrifying, it would have kind of been, I think, a little bit cool to go around and map it out and see if it differed to our plane of existence, or if there were places that were different on our maps to their maps, and
Aye, see if it's 1-to-1 scale with our world, and they go on like that for a while, and we can see what other people are doing.
Dorks, nerds, great stuff. Kaida, are you? Because I haven't given you a chance to say if you're doing it. Are you doing anything while Redvault is? I'm assuming having this conversation that we'll get to in a second. Are you doing anything?
I'm helping with the farm chores.
Yeah.
There's
As soon as
chickens
you
to feed, there's crops to do, girls at
Basically
home.
back home. Yeah.
Crop tops
Yeah.
coming in handy, huh?
That's right.
as soon as you come over to Red too, he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, hi, welcome. I have just finished slopping the hogs. That is new for me and gross. I did not care for it. But there are many chores that need help with. I cannot fix the hole in the door all the way. If you have the ability to do carpentry, that would be very helpful. There is a hole in that wall." And he like keeps pointing at the hole. Can you do carpentry, by the way? You have a skill that's kind of like that.
I think I do.
Are you a basket weaver or something? Like all of you have little special skills.
I know I have a chef's kit.
Oh yeah, you did that too. I forgot about that.
I have a dice set.
You're a gambler. That's my bad. I thought you were. Hang on. I thought I had. Hang on one sec. 'Cause I
Nothing
thought
good
you
old
might have
gumption
done-
can't fix though. Watch me go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can roll a. What would this even be? Hang on. For some reason I thought you had a tool for this, so let me double check. But you can roll a dexterity check, I think, or a strength check, one of the two, whichever's higher.
Could Iris
To-
give a hand
Oh,
via, because Henry was an amazing woodworker, and she
Oh yeah.
knew his shop. Like, she didn't do anything, but she like secondhand.
Are you kidding me?
So she sees you
No,
like you got the
yeah.
hammer backwards,
Sorry.
and she's like, "Oh, dear, you're gonna want to flip it around." And then she gathers the tools that you'll probably need, and she like kind of sits back. Oh, yeah, there's good. And then, okay, and then yes, you're going to want to drill a hole first, because otherwise it'll split if you try to nail into it.
All right, so roll again because you're getting advantage from Iris to do
Oh,
this.
God
Please don't
bless,
roll
'cause
another
I just-
one.
Rolled a 1 on my highest
my.
stat.
it still takes you a little bit with
Wait,
the direction.
how does Kaida only have a +4? Oh, wait, this is not a...
Strength. It's a straight. Yeah,
never
this
mind.
isn't like athletics or anything. Yeah, as you're working on this, why the DC's lower too. As you're working on this, it takes a little bit longer. Partially just because the tools that are being used are not the kind that you would have been used to. They're all far too big for you because they're all probably sized for these Goliaths. They're also like they seem to be made out of different materials than you're used to, and they bend and curve in ways you didn't expect. And so you're able to patch up the wall. It takes you about an hour. By the time you're done, the wall of Tarakon's room looks just perfect.
Doesn't
Just
have a
looks
Looney
like back to
Tunes
normal.
hole in the wall.
Yeah, there's no longer a. You're able to kind of like cut the remaining shape out, fill in the gap, and then cover both sides so the slots in the wall like fill in. And the two of you take your time to like make sure it looks nice. And
You know what outfit would have been great for this? Combat overalls.
Those do sound lovely.
this is just gonna turn into a campaign where we start a business called Combat Overalls, and you're gonna become the like Tim Cook of
Pattern of those. I
Combat
can start
overalls.
weaving something for you if you'd like.
Iris is my favorite.
You have denim? Do you have any denim? Redvald, as you're walking over to Leonin, he's having a conversation with these two large, I forget the name of the species, but these two large elephant humanoids.
Loxodon.
Thank you, Loxodons. Do you want to try to listen in as you're getting closer, or do you want to just approach?
I will approach at first with a bit more gusto and energy, but then slow down, walk more in a marching fashion as I walk over to them. I stand a distance away, at attention, because my patron, the god, like the ultimate authority as far as Redfold is concerned, is right there. I'm not going to interrupt their discussion. I'm going to make my presence known, but I will be listening in.
Okay. You hear Leonin speaking to the two Luxodons, and he's saying, I just don't see how we can... There's not a good way of reinforcing this area to protect him. I don't see another way. We're gonna have to... give me a minute, please. Redvold.
Sir.
He like picks up his hand and he dismisses the two Luxodon near him, and they go, kind of idling off to the side. And as they only get about 15-20 feet, he like waves his hand at them like, go further away, and they continue to move on. He pulls up a chair that is an old family chair of yours that's positioned perfectly to like see over the crest so you can see the ocean. And he pulls up another one that you haven't seen before. You're not sure where this specific chair came from. And he sets it next to that one, and he sits down in his chair, and he gestures to the chair next to him.
As I go to sit down, respectfully, sir, that creature you left to protect my family, I think he's better served elsewhere. He's shite. And then I sit down.
He's not great.
God.
It was inevitable. As you sit down, you hear Leonin growl deep in his chest, just... I think, hopefully Riverside actually lets us do it. And then he looks at you, and you realize he's not angry. He looks... I mean, You can roll an insight if you want to kind of read his thoughts, but he is thinking through things in his mind. You got a 4.
That is a 4.
You are not sure exactly. The mixed thoughts on this man's face are confusing. It also doesn't help that he is wearing basically like a silver and gold breastplate with a like collar that is lit in fire that burns around the bottom of his beard. He has, just a long red cape coming off of his back that he's tossed over the back of this chair. He has these ornate rings, and he sits at a very like proper pose, his back stiff, and then he leans forward and puts his hand into his face into his hand, and he says, "Redvold, there was a time when without any effort, without a single thought, I could have protected your family. It angers me to no end." And he's facing the Rakshasa and yelling back at him, "that I have to rely on a demon to do a basic task." And then he begins to look back at you and he says, "I am tired of this form. The world that I created, the one that the Convergence took from us, was perfect. Hunting daily, all of my creation, living in perfect harmony. None of my champions would have ever faced this kind of... But now I am trapped here, relying on trinkets to give me a breath of the power I once had. I am frustrated, disappointed, and furious. For both you, your family, and, candidly, myself. It is not. I should be able to protect your family from pilgrimage. I should be able to, but I am not. What I've already spoken with your wife about and what I would like to offer you is that I will take your family to the capital. They will live in my home, protected by hundreds of my men and women, my champions. They will live within the strongest boundary, the strongest domain in the city, incapable of being penetrated by any creature. This is a failing of which I do not allow. But I look at this creature, this demon, and I have to make use of him because it is all I can do. And you see the Rakshasa lean smaller into his seat. And Leonin pulls his head back up and he says, "It is infuriating that I have to rely on this. It is not something I have done for anyone other than my top champion. But if you are willing, I will allow your family to live in my home."
Sir, I understand your frustration, and I am honored by your choice of solving this dilemma. Thank you. I would ask a minor adjustment, though, if it is not too much to ask. My son has shown inklings towards a similar path to mine. would there be someone in your service that may be able to teach and train him to hunt like I do?
You notice, without even having to make a check, whenever you say you understand how he feels, you watch as like his mouth pulls back, his teeth gritting hard, and you can see them through his jaw, and the back of his fur just like raising. But as you continue to speak, he like adjusts his posture, and the like anger that you can tell that he was feeling subsides. And he says, Redvold, I believe in you. More than that demon. And if your son has any of the gifts that I believe you will one day bring this house, then I will absolutely train him. You must know, the champions, the trainers in my employ are not gentle. They will train him to be a good hunter, but it will not come without some scars.
Very well. Then I am yours, as always, your champion, sir. What would you have me do going forward?
He kind of like looks around and he says, You've made good friends. Continue on the path that you're on. When I send you word, report back as I request. You'll receive messages, off and on. But I will do my best to cover for. And he looks down over the valley that you're kind of standing above, and he holds out his hand just like a little bit, and you see down along the riverway, kind of like parking a boat, like docking a boat. You see men in white robes, clearly emblazoned with the insignia that you have fought now a few times, the Church of the Martyr. And he points down at them, and he says, I will do my best to keep that under control.
Thank you. I guess we should be moving on and not give you more work to do, sir.
If your family is comfortable with it, I can move them now. If you want to give them time, I can keep the church away from this area.
Allow my son a small respite, but once they are ready, please.
Very well. He stands up, and in the distance, you now notice he begins to walk toward the two Luxodon, and you realize that there's somebody there that you didn't see before. A very small, about 3.5 foot tall young woman who has very kind of mousy brown hair and springy features. And he's walking toward her. She like waves like this, and he looks over at her and he says, all right, we have things to do. Take me back. We'll return. And he walks over to a tree on the edge of your property, and the springy young woman walks over too, and as she gets close, the tree opens into a portal, and the two of them step through it.
Hell yeah.
And then it closes. The Luxodon have stayed behind. He has clearly given them some kind of a task, likely to protect your family until things have changed. And then after just a beat, the tree reopens, and he walks back through, and he says, "Get your ass over here now!" to the Rakshasa, who stands up sheepishly and like turns to him, He says, I wasn't gonna stay. I can teleport myself. And he goes, get it now! And he walks over to him, and then he shoves him through the portal, and they go through together. That may have been very loud on tape. I'm sorry. But listen. I tried to turn that way.
You still managed to clip. Don't worry about it.
Hell yeah, I did. There ain't no way I didn't. But yeah, he walks back through the portal with this small woman. And I'll say anyone who's in the area probably could have seen the same thing. If anyone wants to try to, identify who she was or what she was, you're welcome to if you want to take a shot at that.
I think Iris would know that that's a spell that druids can do, so she's like, who the fuck is that?
Hang on one sec. I have to remind myself what the check is for this. It would be a nature check.
Nature. Okay. Where are my things? Hold on. Where do I forget skills? All right.
Skills. That's it.
Skills. Nature. 17.
Okay, yeah. You both recognize that is a druidic spell, but as you catch the side profile of this person springing away, looking at her height, recognizing kind of like her features, she weirdly had like a very large, what looked like a large needle on her back. That's what kind of clicks it for you. That's a brownie. That's a type of fae. Typically kind of an affable, type of fae person who likes to just kind of help and build things and fix things. Likely the person who mended the home, alongside helping others, and is clearly some type of a druid or other caster who's able to cast the spell Tree Stride and move through trees.
When you said a giant needle, I was fully picturing a big syringe. I'm tired.
Yeah.
That would be even cooler. She's Harley Quinn now. It's even neater. She's got a big syringe. Yeah.
Giant thing.
No, she has like brownies are these cute little. If you've seen like is it called the Travelers, or there's a Studio Ghibli
Borrowers?
The Borrowers. That's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's the Studio Ghibli one where like they're little bitty people who have like they fix things and run around your house and take little things they need and blah blah blah. In D&D, the way brownies work is they're a little bit bigger and they tend to have some of the same affectations. They have like large buttons and large needles, and they like to fix things, and
goddamn
they're just kind of
thieves,
cutesy little things.
Hell yeah.
And they're thieves, yes. They're cute little thieves, basically. But yeah, you are left with the two Luxodon, who immediately move up to like the tree trunk kind of road that leads up to your home, to kind of stand in front of it, and guard it.
Redvold goes to introduce himself, and anyone watching notices that he stands pretty much as tall as he possibly can whilst introducing himself and just testing who's taller here, who's bigger.
If I remember correctly, Luxodon are like 7 to 8 feet tall, so you're about the same height. They're just very heavy. They're very heavy creatures. So they're two like large elephant-like humanoids. And as you go to introduce yourself, they both kind of look over at you, and then turn and say, "Oh, he's the okay." And they both have these large like pike-like spear things that they jam into the ground and say, like, shake your hand and say, "Okay, well, we got this, so you can go."
Cream of the crop, these two.
I debated giving them like Dumby type voices, but I didn't want to like,
Right. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for helping my family and my farm. It seems like Leonin has a good plan to keep my people safe, but the church is here, and we probably shouldn't be, so...
Fucking hell.
Is it time to murder more priests?
Is it boat time?
I think it's time we got on the boat and head out.
Aye, that's probably
Give me a few moments to say a farewell to my loving wife, but we should probably be off.
the second you mentioned that the church is there, Beatty is already like she has already found an exit point and is like she is traversing down the side of the mountain like quick too, like surprisingly fast. She's already headed down to the boat. She's ready to go get that thing going.
Sarah in the chat did say you need to work on your beady.
Yeah, I did make
Look, I'm doing my best.
I did make a note in my notes that Ethan needs to work on his BDSM. So
Oh, I'm good at that part. It's fine.
Yeah,
I can do a Reba McEntire, okay? Is that not what it is? I felt it was like a Reba McEntire kind of voice. I think that's what we were going for. Is that not it?
I'm getting Ted
What was
Lasso.
that,
I'm not gonna
LMA?
lie.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Just the way that you said it, like Reba McEntire, like
Reba
with the
McEntire.
vibe.
Yeah.
Reba McEntire.
Ted. I love it.
It's
Desperate.
too friendly for Beatty. It's got to be more sassy. Sarah would definitely do it more sassy. I'm gonna go get the boat. I'm gonna go get the boat ready, y'all. I don't know, fucking something.
You go so twangy. Like
Well,
so
I
twangy.
always assume Sarah's doing that like super twangy,
Yeah.
accent version of it.
Listen,
still needs
I'm gonna go
work.
get the boat.
I'm gonna go get the boat now. Come on back now, you hear? Back to
Yeah,
the boat.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but as all of you look over the edge of the cliff, it's not hard to tell because this is not a very big village. And there's a lot of commerce through here. There's a lot of, little merchants and things like that. But the church's presence here of any kind, regardless of the type of church, because people are not always as familiar with the like different segmentations within the Church of Toa. The Church of Toa having anyone here is odd because there are a few temples in this area. And if there's always kind of like a small like travelers like temple to Toa in most towns. It's like a small shrine or something. But this town has maybe a priest in it, and so now there are like 15 priests in it, and so Beatty is booking it down to get to the boat.
We're probably just hoofing it along with
Right.
her
Yep.
at this point, I think.
Okay. Are you guys trying to be stealthy? Or are you trying to be fast?
I think fast.
I think fast.
If they didn't,
Okay.
I mean, if they weren't
I
already
don't
aware
know
that we were
her.
at that farm, like it hardly matters. I think we just need to get on out of there.
Okay. Redvald, as soon as you start to try to like leave from your wife and join the others, she grabs your hand, pulls you back into an embrace, and she says, "Find a way to get back to me as often as you can, okay? It has been too long."
Always. I'll put my hand on the back of her head, under her hair, and give her a great big snog. And then
Is snog a British kiss?
snog is a British kiss.
Does it involve tongue? I'm not familiar with
Always
your game.
involves tongue.
Okay, I'm not familiar with your game. I thought the French invented this, so I'm not sure how this works. Yeah, she is. As soon as you like pull back, she is like dreamy-eyed, but also like packing up stuff and trying to get ready to go. But she watches as you guys leave, and you're able to hustle. All of you were very fast except for Beryl, so all of you were able to move pretty quick. Sorry, Beryl. If you're following the trail that
The same
Beatty
sword as everyone else in 2024.
Sorry, just that meme of "Wait up, guys! I got little legs."
As he waddle runs.
If you guys are following the trail that Beatty went down, I'll need some kind of a climbing check because it is not an easy route. Either acrobatics or athletics. If you're going just straight down the path, that's fine. But there's going to be kind of like some level of like, are you going to get caught doing that? Looks
So-
like everybody's jumping on the path. Good Lord, Iris.
So it's like is she
Funny
like
that you know as well as
climbing
I
down
expected.
the like cliff to get down to the boat?
Yeah, so if you can imagine, where was...
What were the options? Sorry.
You can either jet down the path that Beatty went down,
Right.
which, hang on one second.
What
let me pull
rolls
up
would I have to
the-
make?
Either athletics or acrobatics, whichever is
Okay.
higher. But if you look at this, if you look at this village, right?
17.
So here is the path up here where the log is. If you're looking at the map, is the log path goes into Redvald's farm. The path that Beatty has forged is off here on the left side. She is climbing down this like root and cliff face down to where the boats are. She is like jumping, place to place to get down to it, and that is kind of her goal. So if everybody is joining that, the only person who has trouble with that is Emmy.
Hold on, I
Yeah,
didn't.
she
I didn't
does.
actually roll yet.
Oh, okay,
I'm
well,
trying to
sorry.
decide if it's worth me doing something. But let's just
Yeah, I mean,
catch up with everybody
you're
and try to
not
get the
sure
fuck
if
on
these
here.
people know what you
Okay.
look like. You know, it's up to you guys what you want to do here.
I got me a 12.
Got you
I
a
got
12.
a 9.
So, all of you make, you know, Iris is at the bottom, like looking up at all of you as you're like, some of you are making slip steps and things like that. Iris is at the bottom, watching, like helping BD get the boat ready, just like looking back every once in a while, like, what is taking so long?
Come on.
Uh,
Stick, man. Unfair advantage.
I think Kaida also got a 26.
She did.
So we're
Kaida
just
is.
like flip shit, like going down.
Wait for me,
Yeah.
Granny.
Shit.
I kind of imagine you like doing like like flipping from like log to log, whereas Kaida is just like she's jumped off one thing, hooked on something with her scythe, and like slid down the rest of the way, and just like
Exactly.
badass
Like
like,
sliding it.
blade
parkouring and you're
entrance.
snowboarding
Yeah.
down.
She's doing like the anime fall with like a blade hanging onto the side of things, and
Sick.
everybody is able to eventually make it down the hill, except Emmy, who begins to really struggle about halfway. Emmy, as you're moving down this pace, it's taking you about like 5 minutes. Everyone else has made it down by now, and they're kind of like looking up at you. And right as you're about to take a step, you hear that crackle noise in your ear, and you hear Emania. And right as you do, you slip. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
That is a
Ooh.
9.
Boy, Emania, you're gonna fall.
How far is she from me?
She's about. You're at the bottom. She's about 60 feet from you.
I cast
Is she
Featherfall.
still glowing?
You cast what?
Featherfall.
Okay.
Hell
Emania, you feel yourself like slip. The hearing your patron's voice at this moment is very off-putting and upsetting, as you have been kind of waiting for them to reach out to you, and suddenly they do. Right as you're about to take the step, you slip and begin to fall, and you close your eyes as you're about to hit impact, and you kind of just like bounce, like softly, like boink,
Yeah, Barrel's just like,
And
no,
then
you
you-
don't.
and then you slowly fall like another 10 feet, and then you kind of like bounce again, like a soft balloon coming down the hill.
Oh
That's
no! All I can
Um,
think is the videos of the fat animals that run into each other and bounce.
That's the most random meme
Have
reference.
you never seen it? It's
No, I have.
fabulous.
I have. It's
that's
very
so
much like
good.
you look like a balloon, like bouncing down the hill slowly, until you reach the bottom. And as you do, you're able to just kind of
That's
stand up and
great.
brush yourself off. And you look around, but don't hear your patron's voice anymore as you're kind of like loading onto the boat.
What a fucking
Um,
dick move. Patron's part.
I turn around under my breath and I'm like, one moment, once I'm on the boat, I will talk to you. If you want to talk to me, of course. Obviously. Please. Thank you.
You notice as all of you are loading onto the boat, you look, you're probably, I assume, trying to keep an eye on these priests. They are looking around. None of them seem to notice you. One thing that you see that is really weird, because all of you are aware of where they are, is that dead priest that you blew up from the inside, he's over there again.
He blew himself up last time, I think.
He blew himself up. Yeah, he is
How
standing
many
over there.
times must I kill him?
He is standing over there again.
Barrel's got this little teeny tiny feather, like the feather of like a baby duck. Those ducks that like nest high up in a
Like
tree, and when
down?
they're but when they're babies, they just like fall out of the thing and just like bounce, and then they waddle their way towards like a body of water or something. Barrel's like tucking that back into a pocket, and he looks over at Redfold, and he's like, "Go, God damn it, how I want to kill him again."
This is the first time Iris is aware that he's come back, because she wasn't there for that other
That's
fight.
true.
I don't
You weren't.
think.
You had gone off to do something. Yeah.
I don't know. And she like adjusts. She doesn't have glasses, but she like would adjust them. Is that the one from the thing that we're being hunted down for? He's not dead.
In all
I
the
think we're fine.
confusion, I forgot to tell you, we ran into him
Yeah.
again, and he fucking blew himself up before we could kill him a second time, and now he's back again. Yes, this is the third
He
time.
didn't blow himself
Why are
up
we in
very good.
trouble if he's fucking alive?
I don't know, Iris.
We need to put him down.
We've got Beatty with us, right?
No loose ends.
Yeah, Beatty is like already starting the boat because the boat
try to
requires attunement.
Get her to tie him
Yeah.
down this time.
I know, honestly, we need to capture him alive next time. Is what we
One
need to do.
noticeable difference about him is that the last time you saw him, he had more bandages on. This time, he looks like basically a mummy. Like this guy is head to toe covered, except for like a covering for his eyes. He is like covered in bandages. One thing also, Raz, that you notice about him is he seems to have the same blade that you have on his back. He has the same weapon again, which he had last
Infinite
time
loop glitch.
too.
This guy is literally a Dark Souls protagonist, and we are the bosses. Like, he just keeps coming back to whittle us down over and over.
Role reversal there. I like that.
It's
He
completely
walks through
like
the
we-
fog gate every time he sees you guys. He's like, "What's that music?" Fucking
It's
boss
like-
music triggers when he sees you.
It's
like, dang it, they're close.
Fuck.
It's like we're playing a video game and we failed the quest because we keep killing the important NPC, and so he keeps coming back. We're like, what the fuck
The
quest
code
do you
just
have
won't let
for
him
us?
stay
resting
dead.
at the he's just resting at the campfire and coming back again. Like, damn it, they keep moving.
Damn it! I just want to tell them something.
Does that mean? Does that mean I could have 2 of these swords?
Potentially,
exactly
yes.
what I think.
If you
Item
want to go
du-
fight
item
15
dupe glitch.
priests in him.
I mean, don't tempt Raz with a good time, all right?
How many flame tongues can we get if we keep fucking this dude
Well,
up?
that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, hey, does everybody want one?
Hey, you know what?
Magic swords. Like
What were the
bracelets.
overalls called?
Combat overalls.
Combat.
Combat overalls and infinite glitch flame tongue katanas. You guys have just like started a new
We
store.
build our own economy.
We
This
just
is-
we dual wield these things. We get enough that everybody's got 2, and we just run around catching everything on fire. We just burn this whole place down.
You're just like one piecing it. You got a blade in your mouth. Each of you have 2 blades in either hand. Fucking got one between your ass cheeks, just
Fire.
like holding
That's
swords.
when you get up to
everywhere.
multiple attacks per turn.
And that's when I pull out
Extra
the.
attack is dual wielding.
That's when I pull out the
Two
cloud
attacks.
scimitar to just fan those flames.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
As each of you climb onto
Us
the
about
boat,
our boat's extended warranty.
as each of you climb onto the boat, Pick and Red and Scarlet and Tarvin all join you as well. Beatty cast off the boat, and it makes some noise as you do so, but they don't seem to notice you. You do notice that it seems that they have ordered somebody to close there is a kind of gate lock system that they can raise up to block the water at the end, and someone is desperately trying to raise that lock, and they are struggling because something is broken on it, and so you watch as they are desperately trying to raise that thing and seem incapable of doing so, and you realize as they are trying to do this that you've been given one last gift by your friends, who have broken the gate so that you cannot be locked in to this river.
Let's go RDC.
And with that, you were out to the ocean and sailing toward the Shimmering Rift. So I want to give everybody a chance to take a quick break, and we'll come back. If you want to do a break scene, grab a drink if you need one.
There we go. Okay.
I do feel like you have to do the elastic, like it has to be the elastic leg bottom, and you gotta like wear like a tank top or a crop top to pull it
Yeah.
off if you're doing that.
No, topless with the straps just covering.
Yep. Only one strap. Only one strap. You gotta leave the other one
Hey,
loose.
if
Those
we
mono
get to a point to a
keys.
punch and roll calendar, we know what Redvold's wearing.
Dude, I'm from
Hell yeah.
Kentucky. That's a normal outfit, all right.
Everyone on their porch has that on
That's
all
your
the
Sunday
time.
best.
I was about to
Stream gets
say.
no context for these comments, by the way.
I love
You
that for
don't need
everybody.
context. You just need to
Try to
picture
figure it out.
Redwald in a monokini.
Yeah.
Monokini.
The Borat.
I can tell I've hit a different era of my life because I would definitely try those on, and like I'm already debating like getting my ears pierced. I'm like, I've hit my midlife crisis so fucking hard.
Definitely. Go
really-
for it.
really
Damn
like
miserable.
It's a good year for it.
Go for it.
I hit it so
Monokini
fucking
just
hard.
seems uncomfortable.
Seems like
Right.
it
Look
rides
up
up
what a
quite
monokini
uncomfortably.
is.
The Borat.
Have you
For
seen
the
Borat?
day-
Borat,
for the
yeah.
day
The
your
Borat, the
child
banana
goes
hammock.
out to
It's
the
the
mall,
Borat.
and you take a photo before they go and go and buy the exact outfit. So when you pick them up, you're wearing the exact same thing as them.
What?
Oh
No.
yeah, I sent that to you. Yeah, the Australian dude. I want to be that dad so bad.
Yeah, you said
He's
it to me.
so great. He does all the Gen Z stuff that his kids do that annoy him. And so then like he'll drop his daughters off at the mall and then he'll go and buy the exact outfit
Go
they're
to
wearing and
go
pick
to
them
Target or
up at
something
the
and buy
mall.
the exact outfit.
And it's so great.
Pick
I'm
her
like,
up
I
and-
love this guy.
And he showed up in this white knit jumper with this really fluffy tartan print scarf,
It was great.
grey track pants or sweatpants, and a pair of like Croc style Uggs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Beautiful.
Croc style Uggs?
Yeah, that just
Yeah.
gave me a pause too.
I don't
Yep.
like
Mm.
that.
I don't like that either.
They're
He
I
only
have seen
wore that
them, I
because his
don't
daughter
like
was
them.
wearing it, so
Yeah,
it was
that's what she
the
was
the outfit.
right down to he got the accessories too. Like she
It
had
was
a pair
great.
of clear glasses that she
She had
didn't
like a
need, but she
Stanley
was wearing
cup
her head,
too.
and
Oh,
a
it was
Stanley
so
cup, and went and got like the same color, so it was he matched her identically.
Yeah, it was
That's
perfect.
really fucking
Hmm.
funny.
And then she's all, embarrassed and stuff until he says something about going to get a treat or something, and she's like, "Okay, I'll let people see me if I get that."
Do you guys remember when we were a D&D podcast?
No.
That was fun.
Ah,
Been
fuck
waiting
yeah.
for the
All right.
DM to
This
start.
is
Speaking of which,
Share
why I can't
podcast.
fucking cut you guys off? I'm pulling an
Since
errand. I'm trying to be
when?
polite.
I don't know why we're quieter. The levels are all the same. I'll bump it up a little bit, but
Not close enough to my mic.
I meant that
Alright.
the
When you
chat
be
was
eating.
quiet.
oh, the chat.
Not
my
that.
bad. Okay.
Not us.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump back in. As you are pulling away from Bellport now, with the wind at your back, and this elemental gem is communicating, attuning with Beatty. She is able to start kind of steering you toward the Shimmering Rift. It is a good distance to get here. It is going to take several days. So if any of you have things that you want to be kind of doing in the background, feel free to DM that to me or whatever you want to do. Or just tell me. That's fine too. But as you were... Go ahead,
Sorry, I do actually want to address.
please.
I got a touch base with a courier reached out to me, and
Mm-hmm.
Light Daddy does not like being ignored.
Okay.
I did give a
I
please
also
hold.
kind of want to know, you guys get about an hour from, the danger of the port. You get kind of out of the merchant, there's a lot of larger ships coming into the port, some of them moving off to the larger port that's to the east, some of them traveling up the river. I'm kind of curious about where everyone would be on the boat. You've seen what it generally looks like. It's got the chain in the middle. It's being powered by an elemental gem that runs this chain, which is kind of like paddling, like moving the boat through that. And so it moves pretty fast. But it's also kind of loud-ish. And I'm just curious about where everyone might be kind of situated. I can tell you where the, Pick and all the others would be. Beatty is at the helm. You notice that the Pick has flown up back into the crow's nest where she kind of was originally, which isn't really a crow's nest. It's more like just the top of the sails that she is, the mast that she's kind of propped herself up on. Tarvin has taken up a position near the front of the boat, where he was for a little bit while there was danger still, like hovering near the front and kind of looking out in the distance. He has now put his back to the front of the boat, sat down, and started reading one of his books again. My dog is barking. Hang on.
I hear that.
I want to
I may have
bully
to go
that
to
nerd.
Gonna
As
bully the
Iris
nerd.
specifically.
I want to bully that
Because
nerd.
he's
It's
a
such
coward.
good-
I don't
I
like
want to bully. He did one nice thing.
What? When?
Yeah, I don't know if you were here. He kind of helped Emania at one point.
I believe
he teleported around a bunch.
He stared at me while I was glowing.
He did do that too. He
Well, that was
at one
helpful.
point teleported in front of Emania, and his hair changed color for some reason. It got longer, and his skin color changed for just
Oh,
the
he healed
briefest of
me,
moments.
that's right.
And he healed
Oh.
you and was like helping you. But he is sitting near the front of the boat reading. Scarlett seems like she's finally healed up. It took her long enough, but she is back to ship shape, and she is largely just trying to help as much as she can around the ship. And Red is largely doing the same as well. He is kind of just trying to like do different things. Kaida, Red is also interested in learning to cook. So he will at some point come to you and say, "Hi, I have seen that you are good at cooking. Could you teach me to do this?" And you don't have to do that right now, but he's going to ask you at some point to like help him learn how to cook. He likes being helpful, so he's kind of looking for a way to do that. So with all that in mind, I want to hear where the rest of you might be situated. So Redvold, where would you be?
Redvold would be at the back of the boat, kind of leaning over, and would be spending most of his time practicing his beast speaking. So he would spend the time speak with animals and try to talk to the fish that we sail past.
Okay. You don't get a lot of success trying to talk to the fish because this boat's pretty quick. So as you were going along, you'll be like, "Excuse me," and the like fish is just like. At one point, a jellyfish gets stuck on the front of the boat, and you try to communicate with it, and you just hear "confused, confused, confused, confused," because it is like trapped on the front of the boat, being pulled along. A couple of seagulls, as long as you're like close to the shore, land nearby. Telling you about how desperate they are for food. They seem just like ravenous little rat monsters that want to eat whatever food you have.
My.
Yeah, very much like food. We need food, please. Oh my God, give me food. Do you have any food? Oh, please. Oh my God, food. They're just like desperate for food. But at one point, you catch a dolphin who has a pretty interesting conversation with you about like, the way in which society should be structured, and they have some pretty deep thoughts about how the world should really be working, and also they really want to fuck, like so bad. Not you, just in general. He's just like every like third sentence is like, "Oh, and by the way, I'm so horny."
Wait, did we create these guys when we did?
No, that's just
No,
dolphins.
this
bro.
is just
Dolphins.
dolphins are just
I'm
dolphins
kidding,
have big
I'm
brains
kidding.
and they're horny as fuck.
I'm kidding.
It's just a real thing about dolphins. They have very big brains and they're very horny.
Damn, are the
That's
aquatic
fascinating.
citizens of our world half dolphin? Because we did half fish, but
That's
half
what I'm
dolphin would
saying,
make
yeah.
sense.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Our fish
well,
people are
that
actually
makes sense.
dolphins.
They're just
Look, I
dolphins.
don't-
That's all we did. We just put
I think we've
dolphins.
just accepted that most things in the world we created are DTF. So,
Yeah. Dolphin with big arms and big legs coming out of the dolphin body.
It's a chunky
That's it.
dolphin.
I gotta draw that.
see,
Oh my
all I
God.
can think now is it's a banana with arms and legs.
Yeah, but it's dolphin instead of banana.
Big
That's right.
Oh
horny
my
dolphin.
How
But
big is
you
this
realize
boat
pretty
again?
quickly that dolphin was a socialist and started to get concerned about his well-being. Sorry. What is Iris up to?
If everyone was well taken care of below, she would have checked on Beatty, and Beryl, and if everyone was situated decently well, she would take some time and she would climb up the mast of the ship. I don't know if she would go up to the crow's nest because she doesn't want to bug Pick, but she would just get up there and sit and let the wind like go through her hair, and it would kind of take her back to her family's like sky ship, where
Yeah.
she would do a very similar thing, and she tries to basically picture back to when this was in the air and everything like that. So she just has a bit of a reminisce, a bit of a moment up there.
I love that. Okay. I'm also candidly gonna put, if you ever need to look at the ship, I'm gonna put it on the map here so you can see it.
No reason
No, I mean, you're
that
not
we
gonna.
need a map.
You don't need a map. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I don't have 12 maps here for no reason. It's fine.
No, but Iris is also just kind of keeping an eye on everyone and making sure they're doing okay.
I think the only person you notice who seems like they might be, how do I make this bigger? The only person you notice who, I don't know if any of the characters, the player characters seem like they might be struggling, but you notice the pick is like chain smoking. Like she is almost out of cigarettes at this point. She had a big pack of cigarettes.
God, she's
She
cool.
is. She's looking.
Don't smoke.
But it is cool as hell.
It is
But
hot.
if you
as
do, you're
fuck
really
you
cool.
smoke.
Yeah, that's the problem. It looks hot, but
It's so
also
hot.
it also says a giant fuck you
I mean,
to your lungs
it is
and
on
everything
fire.
else.
Every time I smoke, I have that feeling of like I feel like I'm so fucking hot right now,
No.
and I know I'm not, but God,
No,
I think
no,
I
no.
do when I do it.
But yeah, Iris will kind of, I guess she'll like look up at her and maybe she'll approach and then she'll be like, could you spare one?
She looks down at like her pack and looks up at you, and then takes a breath and reaches in and says, I can spare one. And she passes you down a cigarette. You notice they're brown. They seem to be rolled out of a natural kind of paper.
They fucking
Maybe she's rolled herself. She's got clothes. They're Newport. No, she's handed it over to you, and she has a small, what looks like a mechanized kind of device, and you realize that it's a lighter, but it doesn't look like any kind of lighter you've ever seen before, because as she's holding it with her clawed foot, because she doesn't have arms, she scrapes across it with her nail, and it spreads fire all across the top of it, that then immediately becomes blue and pointed, almost like a torch. And she holds it out to you to help you light it, and then lights her own. And she looks at you and said, should you be smoking at your age? I don't mean to be rude, sorry.
Horrible habit it is, and she just holds it and lets it burn.
As she notices you're doing this, she looks down, she's like, fuck me is right, I get it.
My Henry used to smoke. I hate the darn things, but I can understand it can help in a pinch. What's up?
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
With advantage, because this is cute. Bonus points for cuteness.
Persuasion. Sorry, you did say with advantage. I'll
Yes,
roll it
please.
Twice. A
We'll
12.
take the 12. Yeah. I'm gonna contest it just because see how she's feeling about talking about this. She looks at you and she says, I'm just nervous to have that thing here. And she looks down at Raz, and she says, but also I don't much like the direction we're headed either.
I honestly never thought about that, but that makes more sense for her to hate it than
Yeah.
me.
She'll look down at Raz, probably. I don't want to assume, but maybe sitting alone just due to history. Looking a little.
He's
Well,
sharpening his weapon
how
again.
big is this ship?
sharpened.
So the boat is approximately, it's about 20 feet long-ish, 25. It's wide. It's almost as wide as it is long. It's a very kind of a stocky boat, and so there's a lot of space to move around, despite the fact that it's not the longest ship.
Well, because I figured what he'd be doing is trying to get more acquainted with the scimitar and practicing, and then if he can test the wind ability into the sail and see
He's gonna blow his load into the sail. I get it. It's fine.
yeah, Well, if it breaks the ship, he's not too worried about that right now. So,
Sure,
you know,
yeah,
just
that
see
doesn't
what
matter.
happens.
Hilariously, as
that's
you
what he's
look
doing.
down, Iris, to see what Raz is doing, he shoots a gust of wind up at you because the sails are up in this thing, and so you get blasted by a blast of cold wind. I'm not gonna make you guys roll for a check
Hey,
on
it worked.
this.
Thank you.
And immediately, like, Pick is, as soon as you look back up at Pick, she is standing up with her wings like kind of at her side, like she's debating swinging down at this person. I was trying to think of a word she would use, but none of them are appropriate. Bastard, I guess, is maybe what she would have said. And then she
My
kind of
parents were married.
squats back down.
She looks down at Raz and she kind of places her hair back into position. And she goes, "You're both. You're too young to have this much hatred, especially for another young one who. Well, as far as we know, his only crime is being raised by a people who have been awful to yours. And that will continue so long as each of you stays steeped in that hatred. And it'll take bravery and trust and support to be able to break that cycle between both of you two. And as for where we're going, I mean, it doesn't seem pleasant. A shimmering crack and a lot of sand. I don't like sand. We could find a decent way to get through this.
Rough and coarse.
Gets everywhere.
I couldn't help it.
No, it's true. If you're sticking with us, we'll stick with you. And it will be alright. And I think you and Emmy have some link. But Raz is. I forget how much Iris knows about if.
The history?
Yeah, if she knows that your dad is Nightwing.
I think Imani has said it in front of all of you.
I was gonna
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I think it was like a big
you and I
scene.
have actually had a conversation.
I think
Oh
we
yeah,
as
because
well.
you were
yeah.
at her
I told
house.
you.
Well, I was gonna say because
When
you
were
and I
drunk,
took
too.
her back to her house together.
True,
so,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's simply the child of what seems to be, frankly, an awful man. And he can, hopefully, be much better. And maybe yourself and the rest of us can be a part of that.
Roll an insight check for me.
Okay.
Grandma Iris
This your
is so
bed, right?
wise.
Insight. Yes, we got a good bonus.
I feel like she's pushing Raz and Pick towards the one bed at the inn situation.
Harpy is gay!
Yeah, she's been giving off some pretty gay vibes the whole time. She looks at you and like kind of like looks into the distance, and you realize the kind of sadness that she has on her face, the kind of nervousness, the kind of fear. It's not hatred. It's frustration and fear. There's something bigger about this that bothers her. It's not just Raz or his father. It's something more than that. Something that she feels like she can't change. Something that it maybe isn't up to her or even people to change. It's almost like she's kind of looking in the distance as like whatever is going to happen is just going to happen.
Iris will reach into her bag and she'll bring out one of her hard candies. She'll just hand it to her and she'll be like, "For the sake." And she'll give it to her.
She takes it and kind of like looks at it for a second. She goes, "It'll taste awful with this cigarette, so I'll stash it for later."
Could come in handy.
I appreciate you. I don't know why you keep such awful company, but I think you'll find out soon enough that it's more than just some kind of feud between families. It's primal. It is the way this world is.
The world surprised me before. I hope it will surprise you. And, darling, you don't know the company I kept before this.
Before you can even start to try to move away from her, she reaches into her pack and she pulls out one more cigarette and she says, "It's my last one. I want you to have it in case you need to be reminded of better times."
Thank you, dear. And she'll take it, she'll pocket it.
The hard
And
candy
you
will
see
come
after-
in handy when the oral fixation
I
kicks
ship
in
it.
with those cravings.
When you after a few minutes you look up and see that she is like put out her cigarette and kind of like put it back in her pack as if she's going to try to re-smoke it again later, and she's popped the candy into her mouth and kind of just sits there like kind of longingly looking in the distance, but also like still anxious looking.
It's fair.
But there's
I-
a weight off of her shoulders for sure. It looks like she's maybe a little better off.
Iris will kind of, she'll retreat back down and she'll just hang out and see what other people are doing.
Yeah. Okay. Kaida, what are you up to?
Kaida is using this downtime to give that aforementioned spa day to Crop Top.
Yeah.
Just enjoying the views, oiling up the blade, sharpening her, telling her things like, "You're not too curved, you're perfectly aerodynamic. Don't let the swords get to you." You know.
Kaida and Raz might get along a little better than he realizes.
Yeah, are you, for what it's worth, are you inviting Raz into this, like, ceremony you've created for your weapons?
He needs to learn to take care of his weapon, okay? Not just blow gusts of air.
Yeah.
You've got to build up his confidence. Tell him he's
That's
good.
right.
That it's okay that he's a small sword. It's fine.
and a slight
The
curve
curve
is
is
It's not the
natural.
size, it's
The
how
curve
you
is
use
natural. Yeah.
Alright?
it's- don't let people make fun of his curve. It's natural.
Some
don't be
sheaves
jealous
even
of the size
prefer a
curve,
little bit of a
on the
curve.
other hand.
Some curves are too big. You know, the scythe.
it. Oh my god.
We have fully jumped the shark tonight.
I love it. We do that every once in a while, and I enjoy it very much. Raz, are you joining her in that ceremony, or are you doing anything else beyond blowing wind around?
No, I mean honestly, all he's, I mean, we've been out of combat long enough that he's just trying to learn now how to really hone the skills of this new blade.
Okay.
So that's it.
All right.
And because the harpy's up top, he doesn't mind agitating her with a few of the gusts and stuff. So, yeah, it's whatever.
After you've done a couple of the gusts, because I don't remember how many times the sword can do this.
I think it only
Um,
do it once, like actual use, but that's why I was just like, I'm trying to figure out how to hone the skill of the blade. So
Right. After you've kind of harassed her enough that she's frustrated with it, you see that she is still looking in the distance, but you turn and notice that a spectral like blade that appears to be made out of air is hovering just inches away from your throat. Before she looks down at you, winks, and the blade dissipates.
Girl, that's foreplay.
Now we're doing knife play. How many can we get into one episode? Do we need 4? We need 4. I'll get there. Beryl,
We didn't
what
do
are
the
you?
vor counter this
We've done so
episode.
We didn't have any vor this time yet.
I'm so
Fun.
proud of us.
Need to.
we're
Yet.
growing.
The last time we were on this boat, Beryl was distracted by fighting a thing and then like identifying a bunch of shit for people. So now he wants to have a very extended role play with Beatty about how the gem attunement propulsion thing works. So let's practice that, Beatty.
It's me, Beatty.
It's a me, Beatty.
You sounded just like her. That was amazing.
Sarah, are you here?
It's me, Sarah Dawn. I'm here,
Now what the hell?
ready to do whatever you need.
It's like she never left.
Oh my god.
I love it in the chat. Oh, thank you.
Like, it's me, Sarah Dawn. So like, just tell me whatever you need, and we'll just like go with it.
She is Californian. Yeah, you
part of
nailed it.
California.
Excuse me.
Big state.
It needs to be the Sarah Dawn.
Does.
Sorry, it's the.
It's like the Ohio
Sarah
State.
Dawn.
You can't
I'm
think of it.
the BDSM, and I need like.
I'm glad
you
she's here
want.
now, because then I don't have to worry about saying stuff behind her back, so that way
Just
I can
right to
insult
her
her directly. Yeah.
Right to her front. Yeah. Barrel it. Get it? Barrel it. As I mean, you guys can kind of have this conversation, and you can figure out, try to talk through the attunement process. I think you can roll a either history, which you have advantage on, or Arcana check to kind of understand more about this attunement process.
I would have advantage with history or a straight roll with Arcana.
I think because of your history book, right? Don't you
Oh,
get
my
advantage?
book. My book. It gives me a +5. So yeah.
Oh well,
I like
fuck.
that.
Never mind.
Fuck
You get a
that.
plus
Fuck
5,
that.
or you can do your Arcana thing.
I'll do Yeah, I mean, history +5.
They'll give you different
I like
things. Like one will
Arcana
give you
for
the
this.
history of it. Yeah. Okay.
We tend to do Arcana when he's doing gem-related stuff.
We like that plus. Jesus
29.
Christ! That's
Oh,
a
let's
29,
go.
ladies and gentlemen. In watching BD interact with this gem, you recognize that it is very much not a telepathic kind of connection that you have. That with these gems, it very much seems like it's an empathic, like it is predicting her emotions, and in doing so, she's able to steer and control the ship around like even the most basic of challenges that normally a normal sailboat or a normal motorboat would struggle with, especially because of the way the chain functions on this boat, that she can turn it sideways and then rotate the chain backwards to move it like against waves and things like that. So she's able to create a very smooth sailing experience despite the waves growing in size as you move out of the bay. You don't notice a lot of the kind of rocking because her connection with this gem is very innate, very like plugged into her emotions. And in thinking about this, you recognize that your own connection with Garnet is very similar in the sense that like he is responding to the way you feel just as much as he is kind of the direction you're giving him. And then you're drawn back to that thought of the gem that you attuned with that time and the like pure hunger and hatred you felt in those moments, and realizing that it was much less a vision of thoughts and positions, and like it was much less like a prophecy and much more a lot of mixed feelings against an empty background of just like hunger and fear and anger, and there was a lot of that kind of like that feeling, and that's why maybe it felt so dark and formless, is because it was more emotion than it was like, you know, communicated images.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of what you're able to draw out of this, is that the form that the attunement you have of these things seems to be very much reliant on who you are as a person and much less about the way you command something. And so maybe in knowing that, you could attune to things you wouldn't normally be able to by controlling your emotional state.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting for Beryl. Because he's done very little, you know, he's had very little formal like training or experience with like gem attunement. He's all just sort of feeling it out with Garnet as he goes. But no, I like the idea of having sort of a parallel conversation with Raz while Iris is talking with Pick up there. And so, like, after kind of getting this sense from, you know, observing Beatty and talking to Beatty a little bit about what her attunement with the gem is like, Beryl sees Raz go and blow the gust at the sails, and he goes over and he's like, you know, the sails on this boat are a lot less important than it's just Beatty steering and propelling the boat with her gem attunement. I don't think you're really gonna do all that much with blowing gusts at the sails there.
He looks at Beryl, and then he points his sword straight at the top, and he goes, "I'm not worried about the sails."
Right. Yeah, you and the harpies. Well, by my reckoning, we're gonna be going right by your, what I believe is your homeland. You have any, you excited to go back home? If you do, you haven't been showing it.
Trying to think how you would approach this. Raz is not a direct person, so let's see. It's not my home anymore. And he just leaves it at that. That's it.
Does he just like turn away from Beryl, or
He just kind of looks off in the distance. It's just him.
Moody boy.
Like-
Yeah.
he broods?
Well, it's kind of you
Flips
know
his
he's
hair.
been trying to avoid it,
Mhm.
and you put it in his face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the he's not excited, obviously, but yeah, there's nothing he can do. Like you said, he figured out. I mean, obviously, the wind's not affecting that sail much, but I think the reason Raz is at the back of the boat too is if he could force this thing to go any other direction, I think he would do it. But yeah.
Beryl's not the most insightful of people, but you have said lately, or you've said a few times over the course of this, that when it comes to these kinds of things, I think that Raz is, he tries to remain stoic, but these feelings kind of show, right?
Right. Yeah. I think he would. The anxiety level for him would almost be to the level of the harpy,
Mm-hmm.
where I think his. I think it would be. You've seen something like this before. I think it would be similar to when we came out of the well, and he was trying to act tough, and was completely lost and like flustered at the. I think that would be similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, when you say it's not home anymore, Beryl's like, I actually haven't been back to the place I was born since I was born, really. I grew up on the move. Didn't really have much of a home until after the war, when we settled in. Name of place. The capital, I forget now.
It's pilgrimage. I'm gonna enjoy whenever I edit this episode, I'm gonna just put in pilgrimage, like
Pilgrimage.
you just said, for fun.
Raz just goes, "Do you miss it?"
Miss it? I mean, I didn't know it. I never knew it. I grew up on the front. We were constantly on the move. There's nothing really to miss. Do you miss yours?
I miss what it was.
Did it change before you left?
Something changed.
You haven't really spoken, and I don't mean to pry, about what exactly it is between you or your family or your people. I don't quite know. And he gestures towards Pick and hers.
I think Raz would adjust his gaze back to Pick. And he would kind of ponder on how to explain this. She is the reason I have no home.
She
And
personally.
Might as well be.
Generalizations are easy, but they're rarely accurate. She's been quite a help to us.
Yes, well, if it weren't for her kind, I wouldn't be here right now.
Well, if you ever want to tell that story, I love a good history lesson.
I think when he says that, Raz is just gonna kind of scratch his shoulder, like the back of his shoulder, and just like a soft, slow scratch, and then he'll be like, maybe one day, and then kind of go back to his sword and try to distract himself.
When you're ready, but anything you can tell us tactically about the area we're about to go into will be useful.
We may need to avoid the air. But we do have a harpy, so there may be a strategy there. Let me think on it.
Aye,
We'll
we've
see
got
what
a
we can do.
we've got a while, I think, before we get anywhere.
Yeah, I think Raz is actually gonna appreciate the distraction now.
Mm-hmm.
That Barrow brought that up. He's almost gonna like give him like a friendly kind of pat, just because he doesn't have to be lost in his head of avoiding stuff. Now he has like a goal to focus on. So
Barrel's a smart cookie.
but,
Raz, while you're at the back of the boat, be careful. This dolphin's saying some really strange things.
Don't fall in the water.
You know what?
so funny.
Well, you know what I love about us being on camera when we can see each other on the stream or whatever is that I can see whenever you guys are about to say something, and so I can just shut the fuck up and wait, so that Aaron can say things like that. Because I saw him lean forward a couple times, and be like, "Shut the fuck up, Ethan. It's fine. Give him a minute."
Let it happen.
I saw the
It
smirk
is
too.
filthy.
This dolphin has the biggest, crookedest looking. You know what? It's fine.
He's just like, that's not foam.
Oh God.
Oh no!
that wasn't a jellyfish at all. It was very confused.
Oh god!
Oh, sorry.
Wait, the implications of
I
that.
love the fact that Chad is just now filled
it.
with no.
Yeah.
Sorry. Last but absolutely not least, Amania, what would you be doing? Obviously, I know you want to try to talk to your patron. Are you doing anything else to try to like start that conversation?
Sorry, they just clipped that great. I'd like to think that she's kind of an active meditator because she's so
Yeah.
anxious. So she is just pacing back and forth at the front of the boat, just making sure she's staying in like the sunlight, but she's like trying to reach out to kind of be like, hey, I'm no longer running for my life. If you want to talk to me, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
she's her whole body language is obviously giving off that she's very anxious. She's arms wrapped around herself, like biting on her nails and stuff like this, and just pacing back and forth.
After you are like well set onto the wider ocean away from the bay, you are walking along and you start to hear that crackling noise as you were pacing, and you stop, and then suddenly you hear a burst of wind come out of Raz, like shot up to the sky where he shot the harpy. And as you turn to look, as you go back to look around and start to want to pace again, you realize that walking behind you is that same kind of visage that you've seen before of your patron following you in step, kind of like next to you.
She goes a little bit pale, but she kind of slowly resumes kind of pacing again, but like now keeping in time with her patron.
They're like taking kind of longer strides, like slow, long, methodical steps. As you watch, they're stepping along. At one point, you notice it looks like they're almost stepping over something that isn't there on the boat. And you watch as they move back and forth. They look up at you several times. This kind of formless, light-based looking visage of your patron. Like as you walk, they start to like break step with you and try to turn so that they walk past you at like varying intervals. But they keep looking at you as they walk past.
I was always able to hear you, by the way. Even when we were in that other place.
As you say that, their head stops, and they look up at you and say, "What other place were you in?"
It was strange. A shadowy mirror place. Because I wouldn't know it's called the ethereal plane, would I?
You could. I mean, you're well enough educated, and the Rakshasa kind of pointed out that it was likely the ethereal plane, because it's what he specifically mentioned is that, all the planes were held together by the ethereal plane as like the glue between the planes. And so once all of them collapsed, he was terrified to be there, with the idea of like, there's only one other plane outside of the world below. And that thing functioning as the glue between whatever exists is terrifying to him. And so, yeah, I mean, I think he would know it was the ethereal plane.
It was referred to as the ethereal plane. There was.
You watch as the head of your patron just kind of cocks to the side a little bit.
There was a beast there. A stealer of faces, feeding on fear.
But you were able to defeat it in return.
We were not able to defeat it. It was far too strong. It was against my insistence. Thought we should learn more and then go back and finish it.
Your friends are wise. Wisdom is not always necessary. But we are glad you are safe.
Do you know what that thing was?
You watch as the visage of your patron, which you've only seen this thing manifest, these people manifest in this way. I think this is the third time. In the past, you've seen like different visages of it and heard voices, but the full body like visibility of this thing is relatively rare. And so you watch as it looks like it is like steps to the side, disappears, and then comes back on the opposite side of you and says, "Yes, we know of these creatures, these fear creatures. Dangerous to the gods, are they?"
It wanted knowledge. It found my father's notes and my memories of his maps, of his journals. I was excited by it.
As you say this, it reaches out its hand. They reach out their hand to touch your hand. And they say, "Show us, child, what you showed it."
I lift up my hand and go to share.
Okay. As you touch their hand, you feel a mental connection, and you're able to recall back to what you saw when the fear beast was in your mind, when the fear creature was in your mind. Seeing that same writing in a language you don't know in your father's notes. As soon as you're looking at those notes, the connection is severed, and your patron looks at you and says, "Do not worry yourself about this, child. It is not your concern. This beast clearly is concerned with matters related to gods that don't affect you or your friends, or even the world around you. More importantly, we know of where one of your sisters are now."
Where is she?
You were headed straight for her.
I
You-
believe we're heading for the place called the Shimmering Rift.
You will find Mayhem in Raz's home.
In Raz's home, but isn't that where her father is? His father is.
Child, do your duty, and we will ensure you find all of your family, including your father. And you watch as they reach out toward you and step back and disappear.
I'm going to go to my pack and start pulling out like the letters and the notes that my
Mhm.
family had been sending over the years, and like my father's maps that I do have and stuff, and start like looking over them, trying to like figure out exactly where we're going, where
Mhm.
like what this could be related to, because some of this was in some of the notes that they were sent over time that started going missing and stuff. So like I just start frantically going through it to try and figure something out, try to put something together, because yeah, it's a puzzle that I only have half the information for, and I'm trying to put it all together.
Yeah. Roll a history check for me.
That's an 8.
With an 8, you are so upset by the mention of your sister and the seeming closeness of her, but with the mixed knowledge that she seems to be somewhere close to Raz's home, potentially his father, that you have been ordered to kill. You are familiar with, Mayhem's history, that she, is a human, that she is, has kind of druidic qualities. You know that she was always, kind of a free spirit, but she loved the ocean, and you're reading through her notes and reminded that she traveled on the ocean to try to find your father when she went missing, and that she was very drawn to the water. And so you are invigorated in some way, and also saddened at the same time that you were on the trail of your sister, maybe even traveling the exact same path that she did, the same currents that she did, to try to find your father. And realizing that you may be headed straight for her. But faced with that challenge of what you have to do when you get there.
Packing away my things.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of takes a moment to kind of like shove her stuff back in her bag while thinking no one's really paying attention. She kind of sniffs and wipes away a few tears. And then she's going to go head straight for Raz.
Okay.
Like, determinedly walks over to him.
Kitty's
Fight.
She just kind of gets into his like periphery, because he's polishing his sword and shit.
That's what they call it.
Stand
God
just a
help us.
little bit too close, like within that like his.
You
like,
really
personal
like
space.
being around me in these situations, I see. Alright.
She just kind of stands there. Does he ignore? She's
Raz, do you
arms
ignore
wrapped
her?
around herself, tapping her foot.
I already said
Quickly.
what? You didn't hear it, sorry.
Sorry.
It was like, what?
You need to tell me everything you can about your father.
I need to tell you nothing.
You need to tell me about your father. And anything that I might need to know in a tactical sense.
He squares up basically. He like straightens up, gets like very like as just, stoic, I guess is probably the right way to look at it. And since she wasn't in front of him, he's going to turn to her and look directly at her and down.
She's
I
going to get
assume,
all
'cause she's
stubborn
short.
and uncross her arms and like square up against him at her whole, like, what is it, 5'8" or something.
Yeah.
Look up. at him just
As the
stubbornly.
two of you are trying to like square up and have this conversation, can both of you roll a perception check for me, please?
Sure.
Iris, you too.
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
22.
22.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Ace of 10.
Iris, yours makes sense. So, as the two of you, Emmy and Raz, are about to like kind of get into this conversation, Raz, you look up past Emmy. Excuse me. You look up past Emmy and see what looks like a large carcass in the distance that you are quickly approaching, and as you were looking at that confused Emmy, you turn to look at what he's looking at, and you watch as something big takes a bite out of the whale carcass and moves the entire carcass as it does so.
Oh wow.
And
Yummers.
as you're looking at this, BD looks in the distance and starts to try to turn the boat, but whatever is in the water starts to move toward you as it has now found potentially other food. Iris, where we're going to leave off today is as this is happening, you go to look at what they're looking at, but as you do, your ears hum, and you hear, "Hey, Mom, I have a little bit of a predicament, and I would like your help with it." Oh, it's Charlotte. I'm sure you know that from my voice, but I have a problem I need to talk to you about.
Of course, dear. I don't even know if she knows. She doesn't understand magic very well. Dear, what are you? Yes, all right. Oh, be right on my way. Good to hear from you.
How do I work this demon box?
She has no idea. She's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you get kind of
Kids
like,
would
you
do
say
this
a
to
bunch
my
of
mother every
words, and at
once in a
some
while.
point they kind of cut off because she's using the sending spell to talk to you. You receive another message. He says, "Oh, it's so good to hear from you, Mom. Okay, I need you to come to the floating island. There's a city there, and I have a new business partner, and I just could use a little bit." And then she cuts off. And right as she does, you watch as something is moving through the water directly at your boat.
Fuck, what's
And,
that?
That is where we will pick up next time on Punch and Roll for Initiative.
Yay!
Yeah. That is
Why do I
the
feel like
first
we
time
need to
her
encounter
children
again
have
next
reached out to
episode?
her in a long time.
It has been, especially
need to do
Charlotte. Of
better.
all of them, Charlotte is the one that has not reached out to you in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Your youngest is not big on reaching out to you. Is not big on reaching out to you.
Not the
It's
best
definitely
with
puts your
When you were calling out to her and like trying to figure out, I can just picture like Mrs. Doubtfire. Help is on the way, dear. Help is on the way, dear.
all right. Well, thank you guys all so much for being here today.
I think we're
Thank you for running it, Ethan.
Did our stream crash?
I moved it to our wrap-up screen, and it may have just decided to break again.
Yeah, I think
It was like, fuck this.
Oh no!
all right. Well, I'm gonna stop
if
the
you refresh,
recording.
it's back. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
on the wrap-up screen, which does not have our
Right,
videos
good.
anymore.
Yay!
But they can hear us, or I can just edit it again.
Right,
Very
that's fine. I think it's okay that we can. Y'all can hear us for a couple more minutes.
I like that.
Damn,
Hey,
this is
bye.
fast.
Seriously.
Hey.
Fuck that troll.
I love the way this like uploads so fast. Riverside
It's so
Yes, it
earns
nice.
this money. Damn it, I hate it.
Recording is
Um,
uploaded.
yeah, we'll pick up on those kinds of notes in 2 weeks.
I'm gonna be
Yay.
away next week.
I
I don't
know.
want to be away next week.
It's okay. We probably won't make it to the. I mean, there's a chance, but we probably won't make it to that place. It takes 3 days to get there at least. So
Which means it's gonna take
So,
us about 6
3
months. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see you guys in 6 months whenever
We'll
you've like
roleplay
conquered
the
Atlantis in the
12
middle of the
months.
ocean for no
Yes.
reason.
Yeah. We're just gonna be on a boat. It's gonna be like, what is the Zelda game? Wind Wakers?
Wind Waker,
yeah.
yeah. Rhodey is
live on
Raz is still gonna be polishing his swords by then for sure though.
That's
Just
right.
really well polished.
I mean, you gotta do something when you got nobody around.
You do that too much, you're
A
no
man's gotta
blind,
have a
son.
hobby.
we gotta get Raz a girlfriend so fast.
A man's gotta have a
All he
hobby.
does is spend all day with his swords.
All he
It's just-
does-
Carpal tunnel at 30.
Oh my god.
I don't know how old he is in human years, but he's
older now.
185 and whatever the
It feels
fuck. I
like
don't
it's
know.
been
my God.
64,000 years.
That's so funny.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. We appreciate you. This is such
words we talk.
Get out of you.
so important for us. We love it so much.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.